Hello there, I'm Rick here with Dimmy, Matthew, Bitters, Orion, and Trister. This is Towers of Dreams, a D&D 5e Eberron campaign. This is just session 3, so we're just starting to get in there. Last session, the whole party... I forgot what they did. Good lord, it's been a long week. The party did some things, and then had some downtime, but they didn't do much because they were broke. And then they went and visited the Church of the Silver Flame in Sharn, the Cathedral of the Cleansing Flame, this gigantic, glorious temple to the Holy Flame that the Thrainish people just love. They were then, they learned about Karrnath Sattler, a mysterious priestess of the Silver Flame, who sounds surprisingly similar to the person that that attacked them, or attacked their friend, Bennett Allswell, on the bridge. I'm sorry, Homu. There's no tabaxi in Eberron. I decided not to add them. And so, we will continue with the party on a sky coach, going across the city, across the glorious city of Sharn, which I will open up a little map for. Share that one with everybody. When you guys are in the middle city, gotta readjust everything, lining things up. Oh, there's Sharn, and there is you guys. You guys are right here at the Cathedral of the Cleansing Flame, going across to the Greywall district. So the party descends, ascends, and shifts back and forth across Sharn to the bridge, where they're... Wait, wrong way. Later on, I was reading the wrong thing. Please excuse me, I am having a rough day. So yes, you all leave the Church of the Cleansing Flame hailing sky coach, and it graciously pays the fare again, no need to sweat a few silver pieces. You fly in between the many churches of the Sovereign Towers and through one of the entrances in the Central Plateau's massive walls, flying once again across the deep valleys between the plateaus of the city. In moments, you are once again gliding in between towers, lurching downward to avoid bridges. The sky coach is run by a somber man this time, who makes no sign of striking up conversation, unlike the odd gnome before. And soon you enter the somber district of Greywall. Its many buildings sport a somber, cold feeling in stark contrast to the gilded and glorified buildings that you flew through just minutes before. And the sky coach delivers you to an elevated bridge running between these buildings. Discord break. Give me a sec, I'm gonna change the server here again. There we go.
We're here. We're here. We're just very quiet. And
we're all
listening to story time with Rick.
Yeah. So yes, you fly across to Greywall. The homes here are somber and serious. The people there dressed in gray and brown clothes, kind of a heavier material than most would wear, but kind of cut down to fit the tropical climate that Sharn finds itself in.
This is definitely more my style of life.
It reminds Creep. Unfortunately, Jolts is not here to play Creep, but it does remind Creep of home. It is a shame that he specifically missed that, because it is a Karrn district. And no, Homo, you cannot play Lollipop. Stop talking about Lollipop. Dear God, please stop talking about Lollipop.
I feel like you've said that too many times and we're now being listened in on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe twice.
Ah, yeah, the cabbie flies off in the sky coach to go back to his stop, so he can get another set of people. Bennett seems out of place. This really isn't his style of area. What do you lot do? You guys are set down on a bridge next to what is basically a playground. there's an area kind of wider in between than most of the towers have in between them, where the sun shines down, allowing a place of grass and a few trees to grow. There are a few very somber sort of, if I had to describe them, they look very Polish. They look very Polish.
Wow. Okay.
Hold on. So we're supposed to find Miss Corolla somewhere in Greywall, like she has an apartment or she enjoys the park here.
She lives in a house in the Greywall district.
We have like the exact address, I assume, right?
You do not have the exact address.
Hmm.
You know that she lives here, which it's not. Most of the individual districts of Sharn are pretty tight knit. You've got a they're as tight knit as any neighborhood in any other city would be. It's just live in a city of towers, because that's what Sharn is called. It's the city of towers.
Hey.
Dream towers.
City of
Towers.
yeah, city of towers.
So-
Sorry. Go ahead.
I'll look at the others and ask. So should we perhaps ask people who live around here?
Possibly, but we might end up tipping her off, and she might run.
Is Bennett with us, or did he leave us at the...
Bennett is there. He seems a little unsteady. He seems like the sort of person who's not really used to taking sky coaches all the time. And he just took 2 cases. He's kind of unsteady on his feet right now.
So, Aldrin walks up behind him and kind of gives him a little pat on the back and says, "This place seems much different from the rest of the city. Why is that, do you know?"
Oh, I'm not quite sure. Why don't you have me? Why don't you roll me a history check, Mr. Aldrin?
Okay, this is not going to turn out well, but let's do it. There's a reason he's asking. We didn't roll. How do you roll it?
Just drag and drop it into the chat.
There
Not
we
too
go.
bad. You remember from your time when you lived in the city back in your youth that Karn was Greywall. Greywall is a Karnish, just Karn. It's a neighborhood whose population comes largely from Karn. They speak with their weird little accents. They love to hear about the old country, and they kind of keep to themselves. They're a pretty cold people. Like, they're one of the colder districts that keep to themselves, don't try to cause much trouble. With that, you do remember that a few years back you heard about a riot that broke out after the Day of Mourning, which was, there were some tensions when people were like, "Where did Sire go? Sire is just gone now. Did Karn do it? Let's blame Karn." Of course, everyone was blaming each other because, I mean, what else are they going to do?
Out of character, can you remind me which one is Karn? Which of the nations is Karn?
I will open a
That'd
map
be
just for
the
you.
old place.
Where the hell? Overworld, there it is. Nope, that's the wrong one. I need the map.
It's the map. It's the map.
Karn is in the northeast. It borders the Talenta Plains to the south, the Moorholds to the east. The Moorholds and the Talenta Plains actually split off from it during the war, which made Karn pretty pissed off. Karn used to control most of the eastern half of Corvair, and then people were like, "Nah, we wanna be our own people." So the dwarves split off, the halflings split off. Sire used to control the Mournland, what is now the Mournlands, and what is now Velinar and Dargoon, but they split off from it. And there was just there was problems. during the last
I'm sorry.
war.
Which nation is this?
They were from Karrnath. I was talking about Sire as well.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Karrnath is the Karns.
Yes.
Okay.
Was Sire what? Was is Sire now the Mournlands?
Yes.
Oh, that makes sense.
Functionally, yes. Dargoon, a bunch of hobgoblins split off. Hobgoblin mercenaries basically split off from and took over what is now Dargoon. Valinor, the elves of the southern peninsula, revolted and took over their own area. And so what was left of Central Sire got destroyed during the Mournland and is now, or the Day of Mourning. And that is now Mournland, which is very unfortunate. It's a bad place. You don't want to go there. You'll probably go there someday. But
that'd be so great.
You don't want to go there. But yes, Grey Wall is a Karn neighborhood. They kind of keep to themselves.
Is there a homeless beggar of some sort?
There are really not. The Grey Walls, despite the somber appearance, are actually pretty well off. Sort of a middle-class looking neighborhood.
Any street merchants or anything like that?
Well, right now you're just near a park where some children are playing. Bridges off of the balcony go in between the buildings where some people there's not much in the way of sky coach traffic here. But there's you could probably look around and find somebody. You could just ask somebody in the street. But there's no way in the way of beggars.
So, she likes hanging out in the park here, or was it up in the upper city, I believe?
I know, Grey Wall is this middle area of the city.
Alright, so
It
this is where
is-
she likes to be.
Yeah,
She
lives
liked
in
to
this.
visit. She liked to visit. Was it the Skyway, which is explained why she may have been more tanned. That might be what you're thinking of.
Alright, so why do we not check out the park? I
Right
kind of
next
look at them like...
You've got about
Oh, yeah, exactly.
3 families playing their kids. There's like 6 or 7 kids having fun there's like the equivalent of a jungle gym. Two of the kids are climbing on a tree, causing havoc. You got some old looking women with their little they're like doing some knitting on the park bench. It's a pretty nice day, sort of late summer going into fall.
But if we were to investigate the park, we're probably not going to see who we're looking for.
Not directly. You might be able to find some information. I mean, who's to say? You guys have to decide what to do going forward.
So I'll look at them. Perhaps a stroll through the park would not be the worst starting place. I'll kind of say once again, gesturing.
Seems like a place to start at least.
Right. So, park bound.
I mean, the park is right there. It is a sort of a rectangular area. There's grass growing well cropped, a few bushes that are taken care of, 2 trees, one of which is being climbed by children. And Aldrin is asking Ebony or something. I'm not sure if you responded to that or not. It's hard for me to keep track of things.
I'm sorry, 1 second. Go ahead.
Oh no, I typed in the chat. Sorry, somebody was talking, so I thought it'd be best just to do it in chat.
This woman's name was Miss Corolla Sattler.
Corolla Sattler. I'm gonna have to start keeping notes.
Is that a typical name of a person from Karrnath?
Yes, you would know just going off your history check. Sattler is a Karn name for sure. Corolla, not so much, but Sattler is definitely a Karn name.
Corolla is a Toyota name.
How do the Karns feel about the Church of the Silver Flame?
Knowing offhand, you would know that they don't feel strongly one way or another. Roll me a religion check. Let's see what you know about Karn religion, just offhand.
Nice.
You know quite a lot.
I'm an expert in Karn religion.
God damn it.
You read
This is
some
feeding
books.
his ego.
You read a book once.
That's why I wasn't making any money at the library. He spent all his time reading up on Khan.
Karrnath
God you did.
is they don't have a very strong feeling toward the Silver Flame, but what they do have is not a like pseudo cult. It's a less mainstream religion known as the Blood of Vol, which
Oh.
they not exactly the most reputable religion. They tend to honor the strength of the mortality of man, especially when it comes to making or becoming an undead, and overall just overcoming the restraints of mortal life. They were pretty big partway through the last war, but in the last 30 years, their main call to arms their main political power in Karrnath, known as the Order of the Emerald Claw, it was labeled as a terrorist organization, and actions and membership thereof were outlawed. The Blood of Vol, though, is separate, but the Order of the Emerald Claw is like it has some connection to it that you would know of just from having such a good check. They also, most people of Karrnath worship the Sovereign Host, but they don't have any strong feelings against the Silver Flame.
All right. Who's in the park?
There's
Go
two
ahead.
old women knitting on a bench. There is a man who is talking with his son and daughter. His son, you could tell that he's got a scraped up knee. He probably fell off the tree.
Oh no. How horrible.
Older man. He's in a brown. He's got a brown coat next to him with just a t-shirt. He took off the coat because it's kind of hot. And he's talking to his kids. He's got telling the kid to buck up, show your Karn pride. Standard dad stuff. I don't know what dads do.
Oh.
Just wow, Rick. Okay.
All right. Well, this is depressing. Let's carry on.
Okay, so is there anything like are there any businesses or any places like of work around here or anything not residential?
It is a residential district. You might find some restaurants or taverns around. Probably no inns in this area, but if you look around for a good while, you might find something.
Yeah. What about like guards or more official looking people? Militia type dudes.
There are
watch, that's it.
There are some. You are getting an eye from some rather brutish looking people. They're not wearing outfits of the watch. That's for sure. They are wearing sort of street clothes with like matching dark cloaks over them, or gray cloaks rather, matching gray cloaks over their clothing.
Okay.
You can tell from their cloaks that they've got weapons at their side, but people aren't looking. They're out in the open. People aren't looking at them like these guys with weapons and cloaks are super suspicious. They're more taking notice of you because you're outsiders.
Are there places that sell food at all in this district, even though it's residential?
There might be taverns or restaurants. You're just not sure where. You'll have to ask somebody. You desperately don't want to interact with anybody, apparently. Did Discord break again? It did. Son of a bitch.
While Ebony's doing that, Annika's
There we
going to
go.
go in the opposite direction
I'm
towards
sorry.
those people in the cloaks.
Could you please repeat what everyone said in the last 2 minutes?
Oh, I said Ebeneer walks up to the elderly couple.
I was going to follow Evan with that one. Yeah.
Just make sure that he doesn't do anything.
Make sure.
Annika's going to go in the opposite direction, but do Ebony first because he spoke first.
Okay.
No.
As a note, even though Jolts is not here, Tranquility, Demi, be sure to check your new. Did you check the new Warforged stats that we're using?
No, I did not.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Are you?
Are you?
Well,
Not really.
long story short, you don't have the +1 to AC. You have a different AC calculation that stacks. Well, it doesn't stack, but overrides armor if it's higher. You have advantage on death saves due to your self-stabilization stuff. And from Soldier, the Soldier model, the medium-sized model, you have a once per long rest bonus action that allows you to gain temporary hit points and regain hit points if you're under half health. So keep that in mind. Those traits, yes. Check the pins in Powers of Dreams.
I can just link it to you if you want it again, because I found it.
Thank you. Just
Okay. Well, just keep those in mind. Anyway, Ebeneer and Tranquility, following behind him so he doesn't get in trouble, walk up to these 2 old women. One of them is kind of rail thin and pretty tall. The other is a little on the heavier side. They're both middle-aged looking, look like good friends. And their laughing immediately stops as you walk up to them. And they turn to you with the most... a pretty suspicious look on their faces. You guys are definitely the ones that are out of place here.
Pardon, ladies. I must beg a moment. Have you seen a woman, a preacher of the Silver Flame around? And I give a physical description of this woman.
Oh, he's got a British accent. He must be a native. He doesn't look native, though.
I assure you I am a native, though I have been long out of the country.
Sonny, please, what isn't it a nice enough day that you shouldn't be bothering some... we're quite busy, you know.
I understand, ladies, and I would not have bothered you if it were not absolutely necessary. You see, I'm working for the Watch, and it is absolutely necessary that we contact this woman.
Their faces immediately just sour at your mention of the Watch. Don't you have some kneecaps to be busting in of people that disagree with you?
So I'll put a hand up, put a hand on Ebeneer and go, may I? As I'll try to approach these and give as humble as an apologetic bow as I can and go,
I suppose
please.
You're a member of the Watch too, aren't you?
No, I am not. I'm simply a peaceful man looking to solve a horrible crime. Perhaps you can give me anything. I believe Miss Corolla might know something.
Ebeneer pulls out a pen and starts fake writing into his book, like he's taking notes.
Just go distract yourself somewhere else. Okay, Tranquility needs to make a persuasion check.
I'm still there. I'm just like pretending I'm writing notes.
Damn it. I'm going to get that advantage next level, gosh darn it.
Did Trista die?
Hello?
Oh, there he is.
Hey.
Trister's alive again.
Hey.
I'm going mobile for a sec.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You must be a member. You must be a member of the Watch too. You wouldn't be traveling together if you weren't. Now, why don't you go bother somebody else? We're just trying to look after our kids and have a time.
Now, ladies, I hate to be the one to bring up law, but I would remind you that there is a statute against obstructing justice from a Watch. I would hate to have to bring you up on charges.
Oh boy.
Oh, I'm sure you'd love to bust in the kneecaps of a few old ladies like us. Oh, don't
And
call us
as I
old.
write,
I'm only 42. You're only 48, 47. Matilda,
I start writing.
47.
I start writing in my
I
notebook.
can't
It says,
believe you.
Witnesses refused to cooperate and insulted officers of the law. That's a crime. Any more crimes, ladies, or would you prefer to help us?
They stand up and put
I'm
their
just going
things
to
in their
start to
bags.
drag Evanier away, like.
No, Avenir pulls away and he says, running away from the officers, and I'm following them. Are you sure you don't want to talk?
You are pulled back quite suddenly by one of the big men in the cloaks.
Oh boy.
You causing some trouble around here. Around here, boss? We don't appreciate outsiders coming in here and causing trouble like this.
Uh-oh.
You leave old Matilda and Gretchen alone. And what is it coming to our neighborhood to ask about? Member of the Watch. I don't see no badge.
I said, we are contracted by the Watch to investigate this issue. And then I write in my notebook and say out loud, manhandling an official representative of the Watch.
Oh, so let's go back to who was Trister. You were walking off to do something.
Yeah. Well, I was going to go speak to those guys, but
you do get to talk to them for a little bit.
Okay, one sec. I'm just gonna swap devices again.
Poor Trister. He's having some technical problems apparently.
Look at that, lightning fast.
Hey.
There we go.
Okay. Well, how loud, how easy was it to hear what Ebnir and Tranquility were saying?
Tranquility, probably not that. Probably not easy. Ebonir, probably hear him from a mile away. But you get to talk to him for a short while. Bennett walked with you as Creep and Aldrin are sort of discussing what to do. I am Creep. I don't know what to do. This is beep. Oh. I'm going from just I am X to actively mocking them when they're not here.
It's fine. It means we're growing more familiar as a family.
But yeah, Annika, you walk up to these two guys that stand together, sort of talking, and they look down to you as they walk up. Really, one of them seems pretty wary. He's got his hand on what looks like a mace at his belt, but he's not pulling it out.
So, as she approaches, or before she approaches, Anna could probably hand off her rifle to Creep if he's staying there, just so that she's not approaching this armed man with a gun.
He holds on to it.
Gingerly, at arm's length with both hands. Anyway, so she approaches these two and gives it a nod and goes, all right, lads, listen, couldn't help us out a bit, could you? And then probably hears Emnia start talking up and sort of cringes a bit and goes, fuck. Listen, need to find someone. Corolla Sattler, she's we've got a message. It's a bit important, but you wouldn't mind pointing us in the right direction, would you?
I would have you make a deception check because you don't really have a message for her, or some sort of check. And then Ebonir starts yelling and making a scene, and off he goes. What is Toussaint doing in all this time? Let's hear from Toussaint. He's been kind of quiet.
Yeah. No, he's been standing back after being dressed down for dying. He's kind of been letting Ebonir taste what he's like on his own. And he's just been standing back. If he wants to go talk to some old ladies, try to get information, let him. And he's just been enjoying the show.
All right then. So Annika, I guess, follows along, and this guy is just staring him down. No, we have an agreement to the Watch of them not to meddle in our things like this. Really don't know what you're doing here if you are contracted with the Watch.
I'm not. He is. Just ignore him. Honestly, he's he's a dick, but like he's honest.
As I was saying, we are.
He grabs you, but he grabs Ebonir by the shoulder and starts not dragging him, but if he tries to stand back, he will grab him or will drag him along. Like to just get away from the park, like leave people's peace alone. Go to like the side of go to talk like closer to the balcony.
Ebonir's gonna shake that off. I'm sorry.
Aldrin walks as like they start getting physical. He says, "Please, sirs, there's no need for that. I'm sorry for my companion here. There won't be no commotion anymore." And he bows his head and tries to look as apologetic as possible.
Are me and you just going to be apologizing for Ebony the whole time?
Basically, at this point.
Well, you want to explain to us what you're doing here in Old Greywall, then?
Sorry, we're just trying to find a solution to a grisly murder that happened in the other part of Sharn. We're here to try and console the widow of the man who was murdered. That is it.
And this person would be?
Karrnath Sattler is her name. But we just
they look at each other, and then the guy turns back to you with a sneer. Karrnath Sattler's husband died 3 years back. You take us for fools.
Can I like bugger off around a corner and hide at this point?
like we knew that she was already widowed, if I recall from her.
I don't remember what you knew. That's why you guys can take notes however you want. That little notes section on the right sidebar, you can fill as many notes in there as you want. Dimmy has. Oh, wait. Discord broke again. I'm going to pull my hair out. I'm gonna scream. There we go.
You still have hair to pull out? Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the situation is they have me by the shoulder.
They let him go as Aldrin came up, but
Aldrin just gives a look of nervousness. Has no idea what to do right now.
So you claim to be the watch, but are lying at every turn.
To my credit, I have not lied once.
Gentlemen, I apologize for the deception, but there is a very sensitive matter involving a murder and stolen books that we cannot get into full descriptions of. Now, I have no desire to hang around here any longer than anyone else and disturb the peace, but I am on a mission. Now, if you provide us with that information, I'm sure we can leave quickly, and you all can get back to whatever it is you're doing.
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Can I use inspiration?
You can use inspiration to cancel out the disadvantage.
All right.
Well, remember, there's always action points if you really need something to go through.
God. All right. I'll use an action point.
All right. So tick off that action point. I gain another complication point.
You're not going to need them at this rate.
Oh no.
We do it to ourselves.
I wasted an inspiration and an action point on that. All right.
What does this have to do with Mrs. Sattler, then?
She was at the murder. She was at the scene of the murder. Or possibly someone fitting Miss Sattler's description. We have to speak with her in order to ascertain whether it was her or not.
Well, I ain't seen her around for the last 2 weeks, but you want to go see if she's home? He points to the east. Go 2 towers over that way, and one up. He's got a little attached, quaint little house. You can't miss it.
Thank you, gentlemen, very much. And he
You won't cause
Evan
any
here
more
kind of
trouble around here. Bother any more of the Grey Wall people, and I'll be sure that you lot are handed to the actual watch. I'm sure they'd love to find someone who's claiming to work for them when they aren't.
As I said, we're under contract by them, and then he just spins on his heels and walks away.
Sure.
He doesn't even listen to their comments. He just walks away pointedly.
If the others walk away, I'll just bow one more time, like sorry, and just follow them.
Bennett is just like, he's just rubbing his forehead, like, oh dear God, maybe I've made a terrible mistake.
He really has.
Makes me feel better. I feel the exact same way as him, so.
Yeah, I think Toussaint will walk past this guard guy after everyone else has started to pass and just kind of shrug. If she turns up dead, it wasn't me.
Oh God! You guys aren't murder hobos, but you're making everyone else around you become murder hobos.
God damn it. Jesus Christ.
Dude.
That's the best line. Okay. So Evan here starts heading towards the direction they gave us.
You walk along the bridges, going, just two towers over, and then turning as the bridge goes up. You see a rather large sign with a sign that is like the figure. It's like a big mug filled with liquid that glows a soft red, even in the daylight. Well, in the shadows of the towers above it. And underneath it is written the sign, "The Bloody Mug." Across from that is another tower that has people working outside of it. You've got some people managing some decorations, like readjusting signs, adjusting flyers. And you see, as you come around the corner, the tower that's across from the Bloody Mug, you see out through the towers, through the last few towers, to and see the Brelish countryside beyond. You've got a lovely view of the hilly and the hills and mesas that lie outside Sharn. You do see a lovely little house of sorts attached by a 10-foot bridge off the side of one of the towers of this tower across from the Bloody Mug. And that's very clearly the directions that you were given. Yeah, it's still a ways off, but yeah, you see, it's got a very lovely view of the Brelish countryside.
So, shall we perhaps approach?
What? That is an odd name for a tower. Is it? I'm sorry. Is the tower like a residence? The Bloody Mug, is that a residence?
I know the Bloody Mug is probably a tavern or an inn or something.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah. The mug sort of like tips over, and then some of the red liquid drops out and then vanishes into thin air, and then as it goes back upright, it starts to fill up again.
Can I do? This is gonna sound odd. Can I do a history check to see if this is connected to the Blood of Vol?
Oh.
I'm not. I mean, you can. I can't guarantee that you'll figure out anything, or if there is a connection. I mean, the Blood of Old does rites pertaining to blood, but it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with what is an inn. The use of blood in imagery is not uncommon.
Okay.
You see people coming in and out of it. It's probably close to midday, so some people are probably going in there to get some lunch.
should we stop in here and inquire about our quarry?
No. I look at
Well, let me rephrase that. Should someone else besides me go into the tower? I see here that
Man, I've never heard you talk sense before.
Evanier ignores him. I'm under the impression that no matter amount of authority I present to people, it will not go over well. So I'm willing to try other avenues.
I do not believe these people enjoy outsiders.
Yes,
no matter who approaches, they will not enjoy our presence.
Yes, but there are other avenues. And then, Toussaint, what about you? Are you going to be useful for anything?
That depends. You maybe give me some coins, I go in and I grease some palms.
Evanier kind of just gives you his eyes flatten. He gives you an ice cold stare, and he says, "You're telling me, as an employee of the University of Wynern, you're not going to do your job?"
What do you want me to do? Go kick in the door and beat people into submission?
No, you are rogue, sir. Talk.
I just called
Do you know what language people?
Oh yeah,
speak?
I would call him a rogue.
Do you know what language people speak in this town? Money.
Evanier kind of looks through his packet and he says, "Well, I'm afraid that the university payments are a little late, so I don't have any money to give you at this moment."
Then
Aldrin,
they have no information.
Aldrin will slide Toussaint 10 gold coins. We insist together.
Aldrin's the only one with money right now.
That's a
Our
lie.
sugar daddy.
The only one with even a halfway appreciable amount of money.
I really got to change that mute key. Yeah, I guess Toussaint will take the coin. I can go in. What do we want to know? That she lives where they told us she lives, or
More than that, has anyone seen her? Where has she been? What has she been up to? What is she? Any information? God, man, you think you've never done this before?
you're the investigator. I just hit people.
Poorly.
There's no need for that. We've made it this far due to Toussaint's help. I'm sure we'll go further too.
Yeah, he's just mumbling away, and Toussaint has learned to ignore him. He kind of looks around at the group. Anyone? Drinks on me? And heads into this building.
Drinks on me, holding up Aldrin's money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Annika's going to follow on that.
Evanier's gonna stay outside, and he's gonna go through his book of fines and see if anyone's in this town that he's supposed to get fines for.
Aldrin will stay with Ebony and keep him company.
So okay, so you've got Aldrin and Annika and Toussaint.
No, Aldrin's with Ebony.
Okay, so Toussaint and Annika.
Dimmy, are you staying in? Are you going out?
I will follow for now, but...
So a human, a warforged, and a goblin walk into a bar.
Oh wait, I know.
I'm more or less following to make sure that nothing bad happens.
We are our own punchline.
You're not wrong. So you walk in, and the double doors open to a fairly wide common room. There is a... Let me give a thought. There's a hearth to either side, though they stand empty because it's nice and hot outside. The windows are open up, letting in the stiff breeze from outside. There's a good 15 people in there having some good conversation, but they all turn and give you some odd looks. they're all dressed in the normal gray wall attire that is sort of these drab, loose-fitting garments, lots of hoods and such. They look homey, I suppose, is one way to put it. And some of them continue to talk, but a few of them break off and give some looks to you outsiders. Never thought you'd feel like outsiders in a town that, or a city that fashions itself after a metropolitan area. You found your way to Little Karn, and they don't appreciate outsiders.
We're wildlanders even in civilized places.
Well, I'll say the common room is a big, wide open area. There's a few doors going to the back. There's a stairway going up and around, sort of like in the eye of the beholder, but not really. It's pretty warm inside, all things... Well, actually, no, it's pretty cool inside, all things considered, even with the windows open. People are drinking from... from mugs, having a good time. It's the middle of the day, but I mean, when has that stopped anyone? Especially in a D&D game. Especially in real life.
I'm gonna take a drink.
Anyway, at the far end of the common room is a wide tavern with all manners of barrels, or all manner of bottles stacked up in a lovely display behind it. The tavern keep is a man with dark hair and just sort of a goatee that's twisted down to a point. He's got kind of beady black eyes, and rigid cheekbones, but other than that, he looks pretty normal. What do you do? Bitters, you muted. There we go.
Yeah, I had to cough. I think Toussaint will approach the bar, the barkeep, keeping a jovial demeanor despite everyone's dour look.
Yeah, you get some glances as you walk past. People go quiet as you go past. You're not a regular. Everyone else is. This is not a place that knows your name. Not a place where everyone knows your name. Anyway. What can I get you folks? Get you folks here.
What's good?
We got some Nightwood ale down in from Karrnath. Came in just last week. Some of the best you'll find in the city.
Toussaint will look down to Annika and Tranquility.
Annika's none. She seems eager. She's like, yeah, sure. There's a drink I'm having.
And do you drink Tranquility?
I can, but I do not often.
Well, it is a special occasion. Toussaint will turn around and we need 3. Start rummaging around with coin.
He charged you maybe 3 silver a mug for the lot of you.
3 silver mugs, that's 9 silver, huh?
You know what? Get one for everyone, and he'll kind of wave around to the bar. We are celebrating.
What are we celebrating?
The Silver Flame. We've all been inducted.
If I had eyebrows, they'd be arched.
Do we have those drinks yet?
I think much here would be take kindly to the Silver Flame, but if you're offering, I don't think they'll say no.
Who would turn away a free drink, huh? What's a grand total there, Rick?
How much money do you give him?
judging 15 people, probably 2 gold. 15 people plus us.
Yeah, 2 gold. 2 gold's good, I suppose.
Fair.
He takes them and starts pouring out drinks, and people start passing him around. And he sort of gestures for the lot of you to take a seat at the bar. You sure like to. Actually, let's call it 5 gold. Call it 5 gold.
All right. Yeah. Toussaint will easily hand over the coin. It's not his.
Money, a man don't come into Greywall and throw money around like that unless he's got something to get taken care of. Why are you folks really here?
Well, I told you we were inducted into the Silver Flame by Karrnath Sattler. We were hoping maybe being in close proximity, you had some information about her, so we know what we are getting into.
He finishes pouring up mugs for the 3 of you and hands them over. Haven't seen Corolla in here in the last few weeks. She never was a drinker. Not a native Karn, that one, though we always treated her like our own, even after her old husband passed. Orion, are you having problems? You keep, breathing into the, grunting into the mic.
Sorry, that's my dog.
Oh. The dog. Just up against... Okay. You know what? Okay.
I apologize. I thought I was muted.
Yeah. She's from Thrain originally. Married old Martin. He got taken out in the riots 2 years back. Terrible thing. Almost had to board up this place when that happened.
I was away. I did not hear about this. This is how her husband died?
Ended up at the wrong end of the spear, that one. He loved his drink, though. Real, true native Karn. Really, he loved his family. Fell in love with Corolla despite his parents hated her. Karn marrying a Thrain. Where's the world going when that happens? Am I right?
Agreed. And Toussaint will tip his glass to that.
Yeah.
You haven't seen her in a couple weeks. This is strange.
Yeah, it must have been 3 weeks since she was last in. She would come in once a week to get a cup of ale herself, see what's happening with the community. Been pretty distant ever after her husband died. Being Thrainish, she went in with the Silver Flame instead of something more wholesome like the Sovereign. But when a loved one dies, you got to do what you got to do.
Whatever pays the bills. Am I right?
I don't think that that saying really fits here, but okay.
I do not believe that is what he meant.
She just lives in that old lovely little house attached to the tower just across the way. If you want to go see if she's home, I doubt she is.
She hasn't had any visitors out recently, has she? Maybe about 3 weeks ago.
She's been coming and going. She's tend to keep to herself, but especially the last few weeks before I last saw her. Her weekly visits would turn into once every 2 weeks, once a month. You wouldn't see her out on the streets, not even to buy groceries. But, people go through things their own way. It's been a few years. Maybe I figured that she found a new man friend to keep her company. Man friend. A new man friend. Okay.
Well, between you and I hope that she has not yet. But let's see about changing that. What did she drink when she came in?
Same stuff that you're drinking right there. Nightwood Ale is our specialty. We get it in from Karrnath once a month.
Good to know. Good to know. Is there anything else? And he kind of looks at the others.
I'll shrug like.
You could buy her some to go if you're looking to, you know.
My friend, she likes it. Yes, maybe 2 or 3 to go.
They don't really do drinks to go. They've got mugs. Well, you're not taking the mugs with you. You want
Do
a
they not have
bottle
like
of
a
it?
small cask or bottles? Yeah, they do.
You want a bottle of it? It'll be another 2 gold if you got it, and he gives you a little wink.
Oh, I have it. He'll pass off those coins a little more reluctantly.
He hands you over a bottle of Nightwood Ale.
Do you know if she kept company with anyone in particular, or maybe other locals?
She had that old that gin boy come over every now and then, help her keep up the place, wipe down the walls and all that. He's a fine boy, though a bit of a troublemaker. Watch out for that one.
Oh shit! What was the name?
Gin?
Called him Gin.
Like the drink or...
Gin with a J.
Okay.
Similar to the drink, but not exactly.
It's not gin. It's not Jim.
So who was Jin?
Oh, Jin's
I'll
around.
finally...
I'm sure you'll see him around. About yay tall. He's got messy brown hair. Zeklin, I think's the last name. His parents don't come over that often. Although they travel a lot. Probably 17, 18.
All right. Thank you. Of course, like this whole time, Tranquility's like sipped once from this stupid beer mug. Like yeah, I drink, but not often or a lot.
The ale's pretty good.
Probably close to finishing hers.
The strong flavor and cloudy color due to the top fermenting yeast used in brewing it, combined with bitter hops, which balance out the full-bodied, fruity flavor of the fermented yeast.
Ooh, fancy.
Karns refer to the beverage as Nightwood Pale, as a Nightwood Pale Ale, referring to its golden color, compared to the dark ales of the dwarves of the Moor Holds, which are also popular in Karrnath. The more you know.
I think Toussaint will savor the opportunity to finish his drink. You know, not being quick about it. He's drinking on the job, and that's just great.
You were paid to go drink on the job.
Yeah, even better.
I just glanced over the chat. I believe I was called. Oh, that no one else can read that unless they can read Elvish.
No.
That's fine. I'm not even gonna say that out loud. That's great though.
That way.
Wait, oh yeah, I really wish I could see that now. Yeah.
One day we're just gonna have to share all the text of all the conversations that happens in these languages.
It's gonna be great.
So, once she's close to finishing her drink, if Annika notices Tranquility hasn't touched his, she'll kind of like nudge him and go, "You gonna finish that?"
I'll slide it over to her.
Hey.
Oh. Yeah. So Annika, being a small creature drinking 2 big mugs of ale, is yeah.
Yeah.
Do a fight as soon as we go inside.
Getting a little
Goblin
tipsy.
constitution, though, right?
What is Annika's constitution? 14. That's not bad.
It's not bad.
You're a little lightheaded, but I mean, you're not totally out of it.
Best kind of headed to be.
Why does Twitch emotes have a squid? I don't understand.
I mean, they know their audience.
Oh, okay.
They know.
Okay. Okay. I don't understand, but okay.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so I think we enjoy our drinks and head back out to share the information we gather, what little there is of it, reeking of booze.
Yeah, you got the smell in your breath, even except for tranquility. You had it just had a little bit.
He doesn't really have breath.
Yeah, that's you're not wrong. Anyway, the party comes back together. Bennett all this time has been listening, kind of amused by this little conversation, not saying anything because that's a little awkward. Creep all this time has just been examining Annika's gun because he's been holding on to it this whole time.
Did you find anything useful, Toussaint?
Oh, yes. She lives over there. That is confirmed. She has been keeping company with a Jin Zeklin.
Jin Zeklet?
Jin Zeklin.
Jin Zeklet.
Yes, yeah. Yes, the young man. Apparently helping her.
She, they tell me he is a bit of a troublemaker, but he's young. Weren't we all?
Well, I have to say that I'm pleasantly surprised, and I looked towards Aldrin and I said, "Perhaps you are right, sir." I says, "Yes, that's
it." One other thing, they say that she has been scarce for some weeks. So did the guards. I suspect she has come into some trouble lately.
Oh, she's gotten involved in something.
Yeah.
all right." Well, I guess if nothing else, I guess we should go forward and examine her residence. Do you not think?
That seems illegal.
Well, yes, that I think that is a problem unless she's officially a suspect in the case, in which case we would have the right to enter her.
You've already
If we
given.
were-
Excuse me? We have the right to what?
God damn it.
Go on. I like.
Evan here doesn't even get the joke. He's like he thinks the goblin's just silly. He has no idea what the goblin's saying.
Well, if you already
Enter her
claim
residence,
to,
what?
to work for the Watch.
We are technically under contract by the Watch, are we not? We're in an
Not
official
really.
cooperation with an investigator who has been hired by the Watch. So we are, in fact, working for the Watch.
Your logic is very.
Bennett just says that's a bit of a stretch.
Yes, it's a stretch, but it is correct. And that is all that is required.
Perhaps we should go ask about Jin Zekland. Perhaps he'll know something.
Well,
Perhaps he's a missing piece.
maybe if we went to her apartment and ascertained that someone had broke in, we could go in because it was an active crime scene.
Or we could knock.
Bennett, how do you think we should proceed? Seeing as you've been watching our actions so far, and you've had the most experience with this case.
That one's a tough question. I'll be honest. I don't usually mess with this sort of investigation thing. I was only here because Lady Dolores asked me to. I was only supposed to meet some people here, get the book, and be gone. But clearly, this situation has developed past what I had initially thought it would. I think I think going to her place of residence and seeing what we could find, even if we do have to shift ourselves around lawful action, would probably be for the best.
We could at least just knock, see if she's there, right?
He nods.
That is true.
So, knock on the door.
Let us head to her. Yes, let us head to her residence.
And thus you do.
Hey.
No, go ahead.
What's up? Say your thing. Say your piece.
I was just going to say that if everyone else is sort of making their way towards the door, Annika will, like, hang back a little, kind of have a look around the place. Just, like, admire it, and also try to sort of give it a once-over.
Okay, you follow the bridge across from the bridgeway across from the Bloody Mug to the other tower, which is a residential tower. It's got a ring of walkways around it and some staircases going upward, and there's some platforms that go up and down. There's even a little sky coach stop, though there's no sky coach at it at the time being. Would have to ring one up or wait. But you walk around the side of the tower to a less place where there's some windows but no doors, and there is a bridge, maybe 15 foot across, that connects to this outlying house. It's probably about 40 feet, like maybe 35 feet tall, maybe a 2-story house. Very solid foundation with a little drip, like spire point above and below it. Several windows around it, and a lovely front door with a small porch with a few flowers on it. And you would notice the quality of the flowers, if not for the person at the door, sort of hunched over at the lock, at the doorknob.
Wait, there's someone
There's a man. He's a man with brown hair. He's wearing a jacket. He'd be difficult to see from a distance, but as you come around the thing and see the bridge and the porch, you can see the man proper.
Does his jacket look like it has a lot of pockets?
Yeah? I mean, sure. I don't get the reference.
I'm wondering if it's the same dude that we found at the last crime scene we were at.
No, he doesn't look like that. It's not.
Okay.
It's not that. It's more of like a thick patchwork jacket sort of thing.
Cool.
So he has brown ruffled hair?
Brown hair. It's kind of hard to see him because he's hunched over at at the door.
All right.
So I'm going to be a smartass and make a shh motion to the rest, and I'm just going to try to walk up behind him quietly.
All right, roll a stealth check, Mr. Tranquility.
I'm going to take my gun back.
I'm going to get ready to cast a spell.
I said try.
You walk. Let's see. You would need to hit. Let's say.
Right. Well, it's versus his passive perception, but I mean, I'm sure he got me.
That actually, no, I statted him out, didn't I? Oh, I always stat out everybody. I mean, why wouldn't you? There he is. No, he's got a good perception. So as you walk across, and he hears your metal body shift, he turns around. Fuck. Oh, hello. Are you here to see Mrs. Sattler too? I've She's not home. That's
Yes.
unfortunate.
Are you? What
Oh,
are you
God,
doing
there's
at
a
the
bunch
door
of you.
there?
I was just knocking. I mean, of course I was just knocking.
You were knocking while being hunched over and concealing whatever you were working on the handle. Were you trying to break in, sir?
No. Yeah.
Yes, I think you were. I think you. I would not. I would think very carefully.
yeah. He says yeah. Like, no. Yeah.
But it sounds like a cross father.
She hasn't been home. Corolla hasn't been home in about 2 weeks. Go see if she's okay. Don't know if she died on the kitchen floor or something.
Are you Jin Zeklin?
Oh God, you know my name.
Worst criminal ever.
Not here for my parents, are you? God, they.
No.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh,
We're here for the same reason.
oh, you're
you are.
one of them. You're one of them before. You lot aren't around here, are you? Aren't from around here.
We are investigating an incident which your friend may be linked to. You say you haven't seen her in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. She's been gone. What sort of incident we talking about?
Can I do a insight check on him?
Okay.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to
insight check.
Insight check.
15. This guy seems nervous, and by guy I mean he's basically a kid. He's got a clean face, ruffled up brown hair. He's probably barely 18.
That's almost a man.
Almost. He is a man proper, but just barely. He is barely a man.
Man. The next step.
He seems nervous. He doesn't seem to be lying about anything, but I wouldn't put it past him to try to skirt around the truth if he had the chance to. Especially if he's, yeah. His eyes are very clearly darting this way and that, trying to see if there's a way out of the situation. He has quickly surmised that no, there is no way out of the situation outside of jumping and hoping that someone feather falls in. Which is not uncommon, but it also costs the person who's caught a shit ton of money. No, that's actually a thing in Sharn. Something catchers. I don't know the official name, but
if they fall off the cities.
Well, son, are you going to tell us what you're actually doing here then?
yes. Oh, sorry. The city offers a standard reward of 25 gold to a spellcaster who casts Featherfall on a falling person.
That's awesome.
So anyone who can cast Featherfall almost always keeps it prepared on a daily basis.
Free 25 gold to go catch jumpers. Score. Or people who just get knocked off.
Yeah, just people who fall off.
Jumpers.
That's horrible. I just realized what I said. I'm sorry. Wait, this is what this kid's thinking about doing. Shit. I would too if I thought I was in trouble.
Yeah, he's a bit too much of a coward to do a jump here. But yeah, he is what I said he was. Those things that I said,
right.
Those are true.
Those are true.
As far as you know.
All right.
So
always
Annika's
gonna Annika's gonna kind of step forward, clear her throat, and go. So you helped her out and things, yeah? You been in there before?
He looks at you as if he's never seen a goblin in his life. Just sort of scratches his head.
Answer the question, young man.
Oh, yeah. She'd call me over once a week on I forgot the names of the week. Oh, they're shortened in the calendar, so I don't know what they actually are. Let's say Sundays. Call me in on Sundays, the equivalent of Sundays. Replace the whatever he says with Sundays. Call me in on Sundays. Have me scrub down the place. Except for her study, she didn't like people going into her study.
So if you being in there, there's a chance that you maybe left some things in there. Now that she's gone, if you really need them back.
Yeah.
Ebonir kind of like
I don't think I
turns and
left
puts his
anything in
back.
there.
I'm pretty sure you did.
How would you?
Hey.
Suppose you lot must have business here too, then.
Perhaps.
Ebonir like turns around so his back is to the door, and he's like pretending not to notice what's going on.
I mean, if maybe it actually wasn't locked, I could have a quick look.
Oh, it's
good. I agree.
Oh. But he seems very unsure of what's going on.
Annika's going to take a quick look at the lock and see if she can't get it open without making too much of a fuss.
He has his torque wrench and pick in at right now. Like, it's in there. Like, he was literally caught with his pants down, red-handed, etc.
Well, then Annika's going to see if she can't do a better job. He sounds like he was doing kind of crap.
You turn the torque wrench and it opens. He was literally almost done.
Fucking did it, guys.
Let's just go check on your friend, see if she's all right. Can I
have those back? Those are pretty expensive.
I think, son, that it is best now that you don't have those. Those are illegal.
Come on,
and
nothing legal about having
They're
picks.
very illegal.
It's
Very
only
illegal.
when-
She's just
it's-
going to pocket them and kind of wink.
This
Now,
poor
so-
boy seems very confused.
Ebonir kind of walks up to the boy and grabs him like hard on the shoulder and says, "Now, tell me everything about your friend."
Well, I wouldn't call her a friend. I mean, she paid me a gold every week to come in and clean her place.
Yes.
My parents
Anything
have asked me if I could do anything for them. I think I'm getting in with the wrong crowd. Shows what they know.
Yes.
But Mrs. Sattler, she was rather down after her husband died a few years back. She seemed nice. She kept a clean place. I didn't have to do much. Free gold in my pocket.
Do you know when she got involved with the Silver Flame?
I think it was right after her husband died a few years back. I met Mr. Sattler a few times. He was a pretty nice fella. But old Mr. Hazal was pretty cross when she went to the Silver Flame. Doesn't quite.
Who?
Oh.
Oh.
Who did you just say?
Mr. Hazal?
Who is Mr. Hazal?
He owns the big place across at the edge of Greywall.
The big place? What is the big place?
It's his house. I don't. The house is all. I think they call it. It's. I mean, his family's loaded.
Okay.
He watches out for the community and such.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
So do those gentlemen with the grey cloaks and the weapons work for Mr. Hazal?
He looks kind of puzzled. Let me. No. Oh, you mean that? No. No, people volunteer for that. People don't really take much kindly to the watch around here.
Yeah, I've ascertained that.
People sign up to make sure that the peace is kept. We keep to ourselves. We're good folk, I tell you.
All right, well, returning to Mr. Hazal, you say he owns a big house in Greywall? Do you know what he does, or why he was so interested in Miss Sattler's religious pursuits?
He's I think he makes I can't really say. I think his family's just rich.
Very well. Well, why don't you come inside with us while we make sure your friend is okay? And he kind of like forces him into the apartment.
Okay. Into the house you go.
Yes.
I'll wait outside to make sure and make myself really scarce and hidden.
Ebenir is going to cast Mage Armor on himself.
Just changing music and mage armor.
He's always going to cast Mage Armor on himself.
I accidentally fucked up the broadcast by hitting the wrong link. So here's a new one.
Oh, did it just die?
No, I accidentally refreshed the page, so I don't have any control over that one anymore. That's what happened.
Toussaint is gonna follow in, kind of like, give Jin a reassuring pat on the shoulder as he passes by to check out the interior before.
So the inside of the house has a thin coating of dust. No one's been there in a bit. The walls are wooden. You see several paintings of what appears to be the Sattler family and of the Karn countryside and cities. The main hall has a staircase going up on the right side, and a hallway going toward the back on the side of the hallway the side of the staircase. There is a door to your immediate right and left, or a door to your immediate right, an opening to your immediate left, a door farther down the hall to your left, and a door farther down the hall to the right. The staircase goes up to a landing, which you see a door at the top of it, and then there's probably more like a hallway upstairs.
So
where's that study then?
Oh, everyone sort of piles into the hallway, and it's pretty cramped. This is like a house hanging off the edge of a tower, after all. He just sort of points up a cramped hand at the door to the immediate right of the entryway.
So, you haven't been here in 2 weeks.
Well, it's been about 3 weeks since I was here.
Is it always this dusty?
No, that's usually why I come here to take care of things. I came here 2 weeks back, and she wasn't here. Came back last week, and she wasn't here. So came here just last Sunday, and she wasn't here. So I had to make sure that she didn't die. Mrs. Sattler, are you here? She kind of calls out meekly through the house, and there's no answer.
Perhaps we should investigate the house.
I agree. Aldrin, where did Aldrin go?
He's outside.
Very well. Where is her normal study?
Is your net going here?
No, the echo. She just said that.
Oh, I didn't even hear that. Sorry, that was my bad. Oh wait, the family portraits. Does any of them look like the woman who attacked us?
Yes.
Ooh.
100%.
Well, she's definitely involved, it looks like.
She looks much happier in the pictures. There is a painting of her and her her husband, and what looks like two young children, two young boys.
Oh.
The painting looks a bit on the older side, so maybe it was made a few years back. Yeah. He sees you looking at it, and there's her sons Mark and Dennis went. They fought in the war, you know. One of them moved up to Karrnath, and Actually, I think both of them moved up to Karrnath. I think one of them married into the Karrnaths. Sort of scratches his head.
Married who?
Oh, there's... I couldn't tell you. I ain't met a Karrnath in my life.
Well,
Me either. Where is her bedroom?
I think it's upstairs on the right.
I go into the study.
No, don't, please.
The study door is locked.
Ah,
What's your problem?
I mean, it was the one place she didn't let the lad go, so probably didn't want other people going in there. Might have put up means of stopping people getting in there.
Well, then, can you locate such contraptions?
Probably.
I'm going to look around the rest of the lower floor here.
Let me get. Are you going to locate for such contraptions?
Might do.
Bother. And Ebenezer just tries to steps back and kind of just waits for Anika to do whatever.
Would you like me to look for such contraptions?
Possibly.
Anika, if you would be so kind.
I know you know magic. You can say the right word.
Fish.
Well, I can see why you and Toussaint hang around. You've got one thing on your mind.
There is some...
Stan, do you not remember what I said about greasing palms? And Toussaint will pull out the bottle of beer and offer it to Annika.
See, he speaks my language. Hold on,
Yeah.
I
Oh, does he make...
wouldn't want to break it.
Actually, no. Hold on.
What's up?
Do you want time?
No, go ahead. Ebenezer's just stewing at this point.
Well, Annika wants to give the door a quick once-over to make sure there's nothing obviously, on this side, sort of... I doubt there'd be traps, but, make sure it looks as it is, and then attempt the lock.
Roll a perception check.
Perception. I don't have perception.
You sure don't.
Looks fine to you.
Cool. Let's give that lock a go.
Well, it looks like it's like a sturdy wooden door with a frosted glass, like one of those half circle displays where they're sort of split up like a pie graph. You know what I'm talking about, right? No?
Sure.
At the top? You can see someone's on the other side, but you can't actually see who it is.
Oh,
Right,
the frosted, yeah, frosted glass.
Like
okay.
a frosted glass, not a proper window, but like a decorative little display.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, can I attempt to pick this lock then?
You
with my
can make a
tools?
thieves' tool check with dexterity.
Yeah. Well, there's my thieves' tools. Let's actually roll it this time.
Yeah, that would help. It's gonna take you a few minutes.
All right, I can do this.
Or probably 8 minutes.
You all want to have a look around?
Minutes, I think this is a good time to take a short break. I need to get a proper drink and get some food. So we will stop this here, and not stop anything really.
Pause.
We will pause and be back in 10 to 15 minutes. Have this wonderful little break music. Actually, no, let's play the hurdy-gurdy.
What? Okay. And with that, I'm gonna go and get some food and a drink. I'll be right back.
Likewise, in a bit, gents.
See you in a bit. So long ago, the phrase I learned was secretary. Secretary was what got me into proper. But Ebenezer is very, he's a lot more proper British and like very pitchy. So I'm still trying to quite find it, but it's a bit difficult at the moment.
That's
just
fair.
keep charging. Keep charging.
Yeah, I do it a different way. In like, this may sound a bit stereotypical, but for the French accent, I just imagine myself shrugging. Like when I'm talking, I just unconsciously shrug. Like some reason it just fits so well with the French thing, and it helps me so much. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I can appreciate that.
I don't know. My accent's pretty poor though, but hopefully we'll both nail it in time.
Well,
I'm just about having fun, honestly.
Listen. It's never about getting the accent right. It's about doing it all the time. So that people know that you are dedicated to it.
Dedicated.
I just fear I'm going to wind up being one of the taunting Frenchmen.
That's goals right there.
And you know what? That's fine too.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
With a name like Toussaint Valentin Deschamps, you can't not have a French accent.
You just gotta commit. You gotta commit to it.
Why do you think I have this outrageous accent?
Oh, yeah.
See, that's so good.
Exactly.
So good. I'm so looking forward to how this campaign
Orion.
progresses. Not gonna
You're welcome. More art.
Or art. Thank you for the $5 dues. That will go toward getting the channel a proper little, like, standby art.
Standby art.
And a proper banner art.
Yeah.
And maybe a little avatar thing dedicated to the channel.
That would be pretty cool. Be all official lunches. Tell you what, one thing, like you were saying, Biz, like with big campaign settings, it kind of feels bad knowing that you'll never explore the whole thing.
Bro, I'm running Eberron. I don't even know about half of it.
It's like one of those things that's like, you want to know all about it, but then at the same time it's like so much effort and you'll never actually use any of that knowledge. All of that knowledge, sorry.
I just like it because it feels like it's a big world, There's lots of other things going on.
It's stupidly... Sharn is stupidly detailed.
Yeah.
It has an entire 200-page book dedicated to this city alone.
Jesus.
Really?
Yes. Sharn City of Towers. Unfortunately, it doesn't separate player knowledge from dungeon master knowledge, so it's really easy just to... Yeah. Is everyone back? Dimmy, are you back? Trista, are you back?
I don't believe... Dimmy said he might be a little bit.
Going to the store. It's fine, we can listen to the tunes of this hurdy-gurdy. Oh, the broadcast broke.
Does anyone, for the soundpad thing, does anyone get memory leaks on their Chrome when they open it up?
Probably.
No, but I do get the lost connection a lot, and then when I refresh, it doesn't work. I have to re-click the link.
Yeah, I made a new one.
And even the new one, for some reason, it ends up using about a gig of RAM. It's like, oh god, why?
It's chicken time.
Kill me.
It's chicken time.
It's really...
I've only got 4 and it's using 1 of 4. It's pain.
It's cow time.
Oh, damn it.
Dog
just
time.
What are we doing?
I'm messing around with tabletop audio. Yeah, we're waiting for Dimmy.
Okay.
How old is your Chrome? Have you updated your Chrome in a while?
It's the most recent one.
It might be.
I think it's
I don't know. I mean, that kind of browser leak. I mean, based off what I think I know this SoundPad is doing, it's a problem with Chrome, not with SoundPad itself.
Damn.
It's just not. I don't know if they've ever figured. I don't know.
It could also be a problem with the implementation of their whatever they're using for streaming.
Well, yeah, but all they're doing is. Unless I misunderstand how they're streaming, but as far as I understand, they're just dynamically downloading a file and setting the browser to play it. So
I get the same issue with Shockwave Flash for some reason.
Oh.
Maybe
you got a plugin that's leaking. Maybe that's it.
I just
that could be it.
Tabletop audio again.
Nice.
I can try something else.
Ooh.
Actually, no, I can't. I can't route it like that. Damn it. I wonder if I could. No.
That's like the mad scientist says when he's about to try something crazy. No. Could I? Yeah, exactly.
I don't
That's
know.
unethical.
I mean,
it's never been
science.
It is a little unethical. Give me a sec. Let me see if this. Okay, no, that doesn't work.
Are you gonna jerry rig a poor cabin boy to play music?
I got voice meter set up, so there's potential that I could just route shit through to my to this through my audio and combine it. Do you hear that? Does that work?
Yeah, I can hear that.
Is that okay? Do I have to turn it down?
When you talk, it kind of just like
goes out. Yeah.
Yeah, and it does it in like such an abrupt way.
Like goes out. How?
Oh wait, no, it doesn't
fine.
actually. No. Yeah, that's fine.
I think you just turned it down as you started speaking.
Yeah, that's good. That's
do I have to turn this volume down or up?
It's
too
a
loud?
bit up.
A bit up?
Yeah.
I think it's fine as it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it as it is.
Okay, I could just turn you up.
Yeah.
To compensate for my
luxurious sound of my voice.
Deafness.
Yes, listen to my voice. It's so good.
Oh my gosh. No, that's a French accent in a weird way.
That's like rural France.
That's great. That's so great.
But what I'm doing now is routing both my microphone and my desktop audio, but not Discord. Discord is routed through a different thing, which is then routed to my voice meter is weird.
I don't understand, but yes.
It's a virtual like audio. I can send and receive audio in different ways using it. So it's a virtual audio cable platform thing. Is Demi? Are you back? Trista, are you here? Trista's here.
What?
Is Trista here? Oh, there he is.
No.
All right. Well, we're going to continue. We'll have Demi appear when he needs to.
The show must go on.
Yes, it must. Let's see. What was I playing before? I had Eerie Tone.
What a name.
Yeah, there we go. I'm not sure how this works with one sec. Let me voice activity. If I just turn it down like this, you can always hear me just a little bit. How does it sound?
So it's all right.
Pretty spooky.
Tell me how I could improve.
It kind of sounds like you know when you're watching a horror movie and there's like aliens invading in the background and a person doesn't know what they think's going on.
That's so apt.
I was thinking it sounds like you know when you're on like a theme park ride and it's like the start of the spooky ones. So the same kind of thing basically. It's preliminary act, first act of a horror film. or an alien invasion film. And you can imagine like
there is actually
some
a problem
generic
with this
Hollywood
approach,
star.
that's because that way the stream will get double audio. So we can't. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so I'll mess with that later. There's probably ways we can get around that. But here's a new
What
link.
are we messing on?
Brand new link. Oh, Dimmy's back. All right, we're back.
Sorry about
What? Hey.
Hey.
So Tranquility
Sorry
said
about
that
that.
he was going to investigate this the first floor.
the lower floor.
There is a opening to the left, a door to the near the end of the hallway to the left, and across from that, another door.
And it wasn't. Didn't Annika open the door? Oh no, she's working on it.
She's working on it. She almost got it. It's going to take her like a minute. So let's start with Tranquility.
So,
Do you need help?
I'll do it in chat.
Oh, okay.
So okay. So one more time. What was down here?
There is an opening to the left and doors to the far left and right of the hallway.
Alright, so check out the opening to the left first.
It opens into a quaint little living room with 2 couches on either side of a table and an unassuming bookcase. There's a stone on the table, which is a little dusty. It looks like it's in the shape of a jolly-looking man, like a jolly-looking man's head. Like that laughing that laughing halfling from the PHB art. You know, the one that's up on the table. It looks like his face.
So I look at it, kind of mess with it for a moment, and laugh a little bit at how silly it looks.
As you move it, it suddenly a sound begins to churn from it.
Oh.
That was not my intention at all.
It fills. Music begins to emanate from it and fill the entire room, and indeed the entire house.
What the bloody hell is that?
Can I hear it from outside?
Yes, you can hear it
Is it
softly
really
from
loud?
outside. It's not that. It's not super loud.
Okay.
I
Wait,
found
it's
music,
fine.
everyone.
Do you call that music?
Oh, what are you talking about? That's a fine Karn tune. That is. You got a problem with Karn music?
I have a problem with bagpipes.
Problem
Please,
with
someone turn it off.
This is actually hurdy-gurdy. It's not bagpipes.
Oh, it's already. My mistake.
Well,
Annika's gonna turn to the kid and be like, "Don't worry, he has a problem with everything."
He walks into the room and just sort of taps it twice on like pinches its ear, and it stops. But you never used one of those before. I mean most people wouldn't. These things are pretty expensive. I think Mrs. Sattler got it as a wedding present a few years back. He turns it over and shows the bottom of it. See, it's got the Karrnath mark and everything. Quality goods, this thing.
I look very impressed and say,
It's a listening stone, I think it's called.
It's very impressive. I was merely looking. Because I'll go back to looking through the rest of see if she has anything out of the ordinary here, or the lack I can find.
Looking through the bookcase, she's got a bunch of referential. Well, they're like coffee table books. There's a few really dollar store books, some Pulp Fiction going on in there. A horror novel here or there. Some history books. They're just like casual reading books. Something to keep your mind busy in these days. But there's nothing really out of the ordinary there. It just looks like a pretty nice living room. There's a picture of her there's 3 paintings up on the wall. 2 behind one of the couches of her and her husband, And across that, there's a lovely window looking outside to the front porch. And on either side of that are paintings of what you assume are her grown sons. They look like adult men that bear a striking resemblance to both her and her late husband.
So, I'll look at them and maybe poke them a little bit. Not really make it like if we're investigating him, as well touch, make sure. Not really the investigative sort. It's more like, what are you doing? I'm helping.
You unadjust the picture and then readjust it. No.
Yeah, basically.
You take out each book expecting it to open a secret door.
So,
None of them do. None of them do.
Right, like shuffle the whole shelf a little bit and nothing. Okay, carry on. Next room.
As you exit this, finally the lock gives way with a very pleasant pop as you turn the torque wrench. By the way, if you ever play a character with thieves' tools, I recommend looking up lockpicking videos on YouTube because they're very interesting.
Cool.
Agreed.
By the way, if you ever play with a DM that has your thieves' tools break when you fail to pick a lock, tell them to go fuck themselves. That's not how lockpicks work. Lockpicks are made of metal, and lockpicks are made of thin but sturdy metal that do not break like that.
Do they bend?
No, they're essentially bobby pins. Everyone knows that. Come on.
Yeah.
They can bend, but then you put them back into place. Like, in order to break them, like, they're made of metal, you would have to bend them back and forth until they give way and snap. Like, there are people that do literally thousands of hours of picking with locks just as practice, because it's a hobby people have, and don't never break a single set of single pick or a single torque wrench. That's just not how they work.
Awesome.
They're also very interesting to look, especially when you have like a cutaway of the lock. It's fascinating.
I mean, if I was a dickhead of like a dungeon keeper, like I'm the master wizard, this is my thing, I would purposely build a magic lock that's like, this isn't the key that goes with me. Break.
Well, if you're doing that way, you would just have the lock turn into a mimic and then eat the lock picker. Mimics will appear in this campaign. They're coming. But the lock, you pick the lock and the door opens into a rather unassuming little study. It's got a wall of books right across from the door, a wall of like bookcases built into the walls. There's a desk, sturdy-looking desk of wood that has nothing on top of it. There's a little indentation where you would put a quill or an inkwell, but outside of that, there's no like papers or anything on it. Very clean. Across the room from the desk, underneath the window, is a low-lying altar, on top of which is a brazier with some coals in it. No fire burns there, but at some point there was. Jin peeks over Ebonir's shoulder. Like there's not much in there, is it? It just kind of spooks Ebonir a bit.
Ebonir walks in confidently and examines the desk, looking to see if there's any drawers or anything.
There are no drawers, and opening them, they are empty. There's one with like a stack of loose leaf paper or loose leaf parchment, but and one that has like a closed inkwell and a bunch of quills and just standard writing quills. Outside of that, there's nothing in the drawers. This place looks cleaned out pretty well.
Ebonir will start examining, trying to see if there's any hidden compartments or anything, like knocking, listening for echoes on it, trying to see if anything rattles or shakes.
There is no such luck. This desk has been proper cleaned out. You put all your stuff in a little cardboard box and drove home.
seeing as nothing exploded immediately when they went into the room, Toussaint is going to go find the bedroom.
You walk up the stairs, which are they're kind of steep, but I mean it is kind of a small house. At the upper hallway has 3 doors on the left and 1 on the right. The one on the right is what looks like a master bedroom. It has a king-size bed in it, like just a massive bed, clearly too big for one person. But this area actually looks lived in. You can tell that you can see kind of the open closet still has a bunch of clothes in it. Fucking Annika. Hilarious joke for everyone who can't read it.
Yeah.
The fact that you giggled at it though, that makes it funny for everyone else. They don't know what I said, but it got you.
Oh, it's the worst. Yeah, I think he's gonna look around for like signs of habitation, just so he has something to go back with. But his real purpose, well, that nobody's looking, is looking for easily pocketed valuables.
Well, with your keen eye for that, you find some old clothes that are probably mostly worthless. She has a little, like a boutique sort of thing. Not a boutique, like a vanity. She has a vanity with a mirror on it. But inside the drawers, there's nothing but like some old socks, some old like undergarments. Any valuables that she might have had, you usually expect to find like a jewelry box or maybe a small pouch of gold hidden in, has been taken. You are fairly certain with your your pirate skills, your rogue skills, that she cleaned this place out herself pretty thoroughly. Judging that there's nothing thrown everywhere, but the things are gone.
Fair enough. And he's not enough of a lech to pocket old underwear, so he's just going to leave it alone.
I can just go and get some new underwear from somebody.
Yeah, he's just going to leave that alone. He'll return to the group when he's done his assessment.
There's also other areas of the top floor, which at quick glance is like 2 guest bedrooms with small beds in them. Probably her son's bedrooms when they still lived with the family. And you find a lovely little bathroom with a separated toilet, metal toilet with like the little I don't know if they're old-timey toilet with where the tank is way up high, and a claw-footed tub with a nice little sink. Any soap that she had has also been taken. She has cleared this place out. It is, she was thorough.
That's unfortunate.
So, what is everyone else doing on the bottom floor?
I'm starting to investigate the fireplace now.
I'm gonna go check out the room on the far now.
It's not a fireplace; it's an altar. It's a low-lying altar with a brazier on it with a few coals in it. Not a big brazier, but like it's maybe a foot across.
Okay, I'm starting to examine that.
Okay, it's still got coals in it. Looks like it was burnt for a short time and then put out.
Is there any papers or ash underneath it?
There's ash underneath the coals. There's still coals in it.
I take a mage hand and
you see a small tint of silver among the coals.
I use my mage hand to pull out the tint of coals.
You pull out one of the coals, and it's sort of dusted lightly with this silvery material.
The coals are dusted lightly with a silver material?
Yes.
Can I examine this material? Do I have any idea what it is?
Roll an intelligence check. Let me look at your. No, you don't have anything else that applies. So roll an
investigation
intelligence check. Yeah, just roll intelligence.
Okay.
Let's see if you.
Nice.
Well, let me pull up a thing. I had some stuff. You recognize that it's probably silverburn, which is an alchemical but quite expensive material that will tint whatever is when it's burnt. It tints the flame silver. It is often used in rites of the silver flame. More of a symbolic thing than anything else. But if the wealthy silver flame followers are basically required to purchase it to show their faith by burning a true silver flame. Discord broke again. Oh boy,
Hello.
do I love Discord breaking every 3 seconds. Anyway.
How expensive is this material, silverburn?
That's a good question.
I guess the question is more like, would I expect her to be able to afford it?
It's probably several gold per ounce, so it's not something that you want to buy in big quantities. I mean, she lives in she lives in a house, first of all, and not in an apartment within the towers themselves. She could probably afford that relatively fine on top of her other expenses. You're not sure how she gets money. You know that she was a priestess. They usually don't make that much money. But she might have had, like, there's different ways, like, maybe her son sent her money, maybe her husband left a heavy savings for her, etc.
Okay. Is there anything else in this room besides the brazier? Is that what it is?
It's a brazier.
A brazier.
Yeah. There's that on the altar. The altar has a cloth on it. That's sort of it's white with silver thread on it. Embroidered flames on it. It's a standard little wooden silver flame altar. Looking underneath it, there's nothing under it. It's just like a board with it's just like a small box that she doesn't put anything in.
Okay.
Or maybe she did put things in it. If she did put things in it, she took it with her.
Okay. Is there any, like, residue or anything inside the box?
No, there's it's a little dusty, but it was like covered by the cloth on the altar, so it's not super dusty.
Okay. I pocket the cloth, the embroidered cloth, and then are the coals still hot or warm to the touch?
They're not warm to the touch, but they look like they could be burned to last time. They've not been spent up. Looks like they were burnt for a short while and then extinguished.
So I grab a coal and I turn around and I toss it to Anika and I say, "Here, catch!" And then as it's in the air, I use control flame to light it on fire.
Whoa.
Just like a flash.
That's...
What did you throw at her?
Non-magical... Okay, control flames doesn't let you actually produce flame.
Well then.
You control flames. You would have to hit it with a firebolt. Plus, lighting a coal midair, throwing at someone, not a good idea. Good way to get shot by a goblin.
Well, I still would have done it if I had the ability, but I'm not going to firebolt it. But okay. Ebonir, so there's nothing else in the room then?
There are
Right.
built-in bookshelves on the back with there's various ornaments and books in there.
I go and examine the books.
At a glance, most of the books are pretty mundane. There are quite a few dedicated to the Silver Flame. Roll me an investigation check. It is a pretty big bookcase.
Man, let's see if my rolls continue. Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
Lol.
There's a few books on the Silver Flame, a few on the history of Karn, a few on the history of Thrain. Other than that, you see like some general knickknacks, like, oh, here's two grizzly bears, two bears, like statues of bears on there, which is the symbol of Breland. I forget what the symbol of Karrnath is. I don't want to look it up. I'm too lazy. But there's some of that too.
All right. You can go to someone else. Yeah.
Yeah. What is everybody else doing?
Being green, making my home among the bushes and plants. I'm a druid now.
I am checking out one of the other downstairs rooms.
The one on the far left, the back room on the left is a dining room. Opens up. You see a proper table and a beautiful chandelier. Table can fit like 8 people, or 6 people probably. 2 on the long side, 2 on each of the long sides, 1 on each of the short sides. There's no real furniture outside of that. There is a beautiful picture window that looks through the towers of Sharn and looks to the Brelish countryside beyond. Which isn't, now that you get a good look at it, isn't actually much to look at. It's a bunch of... Sharn's area is kind of barren. And if you knew anything about the history of Sharn, you would know why there's been a lot of wars around Sharn. A lot of them. Anyway.
So there's just like nothing here then.
Yeah, and the other room is a kitchen. All of the food has been taken out. The dishes have been washed and put away. The silverware's still there. But I mean, who steals a person's silverware, really? Not Tranquility.
Not Tranquility. So...
Toussaint comes down the hallway.
Having played many rogues before, I would steal the silverware. However, don't make the mistake of stealing a wizard's silverware. I've done that before. It's not a good time.
It comes to life, Sorcerer's Apprentice style, and attacks you.
So I'm going to come back into the other room here where it was locked and go, you're still fighting.
Annika's actually going to be casting Detect Magic at this point. Ritualistically, because I have few spell slots.
Okay. I mean, it's not like you've had a use all day to use them. You could just use one, but okay.
Tranquility. Well, I'll talk to Tranquility. Never mind. Keep going.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, Tranquility, what do you make of this bookshelf?
I look at the bookshelf.
It sure is a bookshelf. It's built in the wall. Looks like proper wood construction. Probably made when the building was built initially.
It is a nicely crafted shelf.
That sure is a shelf.
Well,
I have like an 8 intelligence. I don't know what you're expecting.
A better roll than a 1.
So, want me to investigate it a little bit? Hello?
Yeah, have Tranquility roll an investigation check.
I use my inspiration.
Okay, yeah.
That's what you want to use inspiration on.
Oh yeah. Well.
Hey, look.
Well.
Someone want to get me a knife and fork, and I'll eat those words.
You give a look at it, and one thing you do notice is a few books hidden among them, one catches your eye. Let me look up a thing really quick. Oh god, why can't they just tell me the name of this? But it says, it says on the divinity within, which catches your eye. And Discord broke again.
Ooh.
There we go.
Okay,
Yes, you find it. You
Are
see
we
a
going
book.
to Skype now?
No, we're not. We're not. No, never again.
Never again.
Never again. I will. I'm gonna. The moment that the stream ends, I'm going to contact Discord support, which I should have done like months ago. But okay.
So
yes, you see a book called "On the Divinity Within."
So I'm going to put my finger on it and check it out.
It is a small book, hardcover still. On the front, it is an unassuming black book with sort of grayish text. Except for the cover on the front is in red text. So red on black, that's super edgy.
What is that?
Something about it has my attention. As I'll try to rifle through it a little bit.
You turn to the front page and it says, "Look not to the skies, nor to the depths below, nor even to the distant past or future. Seek the divine within, for the blood is the life, and in its call can be heard the promise of eternal life. One has but to listen." And it is attributed to... who is it attributed to? It's attributed to something. I will have to... let's see. Arandus de Vol.
Randus de Vol.
I've spelled it out in the chat.
Which I just love. I can just drag and drop that shit right onto my notes.
You drag and drop anything anywhere. That's the power of Fantasy Grounds.
So I kind of disturbed by this. I'll kind of come stand by Ebonier and like show him what I've discovered.
Can I do some sort of history check on this book, see if I know anything about it?
Oh, that shit's a doctrine of the blood of Vol. That shit right there. That shit right there is like... Yeah, you can roll a history check, though. Let's,
You got yourself a genuine blood of all there.
Not great.
You know that Vol, of the blood of Vol, was originally a dragon-marked house that no longer exists. You don't remember what... there was some pretty, like, deep shit that happened that caused it to no longer exist, but you're not clear on the details.
That is a book from the Blood of Vol. It seems like a suspect here was varying off the Silver Flame.
You cut out really bad or something.
I heard him.
Yeah, okay. I said, I'll say it again.
He said he's a doctor to Vol and then cut out for me, so...
It seems she has abandoned the Silver Flame if she's reading this kind of book, though maybe there's some weird mixture of the two. Can I look in the book and see if there's any notes or anything, or any underlines or passage?
Roll an investigation check, and while you do that, we will cut to Annika, who finishes casting her detect magic.
Yeah, so I'm guessing nothing in this.
No, you do detect magic on the brazier. Specifically, what would it be? Divination magic.
Okay.
As your senses expand and allow you to see the whiffs of magic that come off of the object.
But Ebony's already sort of had a look over that. Is it something where I could, like, if I had a quick look over, would be able to notice pretty much what he did, or?
Oh, what he did, or?
Yeah, just to save you having to re-describe and, like, do stuff.
Yeah, all Ebonir did was go and, like check out the, check it out and kind of root around, like, poke around it with his finger in the coals, but...
With my mage hand.
Yeah, he didn't actually do anything with it.
Okay, then. Making a quick note of that, Annika's just going to take a walk around the house and see if anything else flags up, apart from that music head.
Yeah, the music head is definitely magical. There's like a... Like, the sink, you detect some magic underneath the sink, and that's just like the standard, this is how water is made sort of thing. Indoor plumbing powered by some minor water elemental, probably. Other than that, and prestidigitation on the fridge, of course.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. There's a larder there where things are kept cold. Anyway, outside of that, you don't really detect any magic around. You detect a faint divination magic on the mirror upstairs as well, but it's not nearly as strong as that of the brazier. I think Discord broke again. I'm gonna scream. I'm just gonna scream because it is cut out 5 times the stream. And I'm gonna...
You back?
I'm back. I can hear you. Holy mother of shit.
Is it gonna break? I feel like that's gonna happen.
I am going to break. Discord breaks and then I break. Anyway.
No.
It's a break chain.
Yes. So yes, a little bit of outside of the standard magic, there's some magic on a tiny bit of magic on the mirror upstairs, and a bunch of magic on the brazier downstairs.
Okay. Since I imagine I'm up at the mirror sort of last out of the two, since I went up there second, pardon me, sort of quick sort of look at it, sort of try and lift it, lift it up slightly.
The mirror is part of the vanity, like it's attached.
Oh, right, okay. Got you. Well, have a quick glance behind it then. There's nothing sort of unusual about it. It just appears to have had some divination magic upon it at some point.
Yeah, that's the gist of what you get.
Yeah. Then Annika will make her way back down to the brazier and give that a look, see if there's anything that she can figure out about it.
Let me take a look. You have what tools do you have? You don't have that.
Most of them, but apparently not the one that matters.
Yeah, apparently not the one that matters. Are you missing some leatherworker's tools? Are there? Oh, alchemist supplies. Yeah, you immediately recognize the silver whatever that I said before.
Oh, the silver whatever, yeah, I know those.
Yeah, silver thing.
Cool. But it's not
that's not innately magical. That is just like an alchemical ingredient that turns flame silver.
Right.
Silver burn.
Yeah. And there's nothing else sort of immediately apparent about it. It just appears that was used in this same place.
Yes.
Okay. I guess that's it for now then.
Yes?
Nothing else? Like, what is... So yeah, Annika goes and pokes around at the brazier, but... Yeah.
You know what, then, like, if everyone's kind of distracted, she might just sort of take the coals, if they might be still worth something. Question mark.
Silver burns worth like 5 gold an ounce. I'd be able to get like 2 gold from some coals with it on it.
Yeah, sure, we'll do that. Pop them into the pouch at her belt.
Okay. You fill your pouch. You have silver burn coals.
Silver burn coals.
The brazier is now empty, save for some ash. And Annika's gloves now just covered in ash.
It's fine.
So through all this, Bennett has spent time out with Aldrin, sort of keeping an eye out. He hasn't been saying much outside of like, "Hey, they're taking a while, aren't they?" Yep.
I mean, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yep.
Nice weather. Nice weather we're having.
It's kind of warm out, but I guess that's Sharn.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Jin, meanwhile, he went upstairs after Toussaint went through the master bedroom, kind of had a peek around. I was like, well, I guess she didn't die in her bedroom like I thought she did.
At some point, as Annika passes him, she's gonna, like, assuming Evanir's not around, hand him his tools back with a little wink and a sort of a finger to the lips.
He thanks you. Just, I fucking imagine that one comic of the Overwatch lady with the secret grandma candy, but with but with thieves' tools.
Yeah.
Yes.
Secret goblin thieves' tools.
And while you're going around with the tech magic, now that he's kind of satisfied, he excuses himself while Ebenir is busy. Sort of goes out and just sort of stops Annika before she goes downstairs and is like, if you need any more help, well, you might consider talking to Mr. Hazal. He tends to keep a close eye on everyone around here.
How was that spelled, sorry?
Mr. Hazal.
Hazal.
I like my spelling better.
Did you spell it Hazah?
No.
Huzzah!
But outside of that, he excuses himself, like, awkwardly makes his way past Aldrin and Bennett. And he leaves.
As he comes downstairs, Toussaint just kind of eyes him. Jin?
Yes, sir.
If I were to look in your pocket, would I find underwear?
Oh. God. Oh. God's no.
What?
I trust you. Go. Thank you for helping us get in.
He walks past Bennett and Aldrin with a disgusted look on his face. Oh. Old enough to be my mother. Older than my mother, even.
Assuming at his question, he's getting some looks, Toussaint just kind of looks around and I was just checking.
Shush you. Sorry.
Oh, really quick, this stream brought to you by the following fanfiction text tweet. "Fuck you, bitch," said Hinata, pulling out a gun and shooting Sasuke. He died.
What the fuck?
Favorite thing I've seen all day.
Oh, people die when they're killed.
God damn it.
Best line of any fanfiction ever. Holy shit.
I don't know what the fuck are you doing, you motherfuckers, is a strong contender. It's a classic. Oh man, subscribing to this Twitter.
Anyway, Jin excuses himself with a disgusted look on his face at the assumption that he would steal the underpants of a woman who paid him to clean her house on weekends and was older than his own mother. He bids Aldrin a goodbye and leaves. There's sirens going on outside.
What?
Hello, Mr. Caveman Crom. We are moving forward at a glacial pace. So what do you lot do? You guys stole the coals. I've investigated the entire house.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
What did my investigation skill on the book produce?
That is a good question. You go through it and you confirm that there are no real notes in it. There are some, but they're faded and very old. They look like they were written some years ago. Nothing recent at all. You do catch notes of... it's a short book, maybe about 80 pages long. A very small hardback book. Enough to keep in your pocket if you have it on hand, and unassuming enough that it's small enough that it's not going to cause any problems. Wow, that siren is really annoying.
I'm going to pocket that as well.
Okay.
What's the title of it?
It is On the Divinity Within.
On the Divinity Within. Okay.
It does not have an attributed author, but it does. The front quote, which I can probably copy-paste for you.
Oh, my bad. So the author isn't this Aranzval? It's some other guy.
Correct.
And I have the cloth, right? What is it? The ritualistic cloth.
Altar cloth of the Silver Flame. Up the Stream appreciates me just struggling to properly format this quote, because every time I hit up or down, it loads the last or next line that was written. Yes, that is the quote on the front of them.
It's at the start of an XCOM game.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like the whole. Yeah, just translate it to Goblin. That's great.
It's just assuming Annika can't read.
That quote is like a summation of the Blood of Vol's religious beliefs.
Okay. I can't add it to the notes on the book.
No.
Thanks, man.
Here, I will help. Where is it? On
the book on the Divinity Within. It's in my inventory.
The book
is Ebony actually saying that then out loud?
No. I'm sorry. I was trying to copy and paste that into the notes.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I thought he was just being a huge dick and speaking it to her.
Oh no. Ebony in a book. He's gone. He's fixated.
So I'm glad that my horrible intelligence is able to go. Oh, hey, look at this.
Yeah, you did it. But yes, the writing in it is very old. It's ink that has dried on the page very long ago. It doesn't even have its luster anymore. What is everyone else doing? We haven't heard from Aldrin in a while. Or Toussaint.
Well, Toussaint would have, done his little investigation, let everyone else do theirs, and finally waited till everyone was kind of gathered. before speaking up. I do not think she is coming back.
No.
I agree. Anika, did you recognize anything?
Yeah, there was a desk and a mirror. Lots of books. I recognize them.
I
I'm
know
doing
you
good.
cast a spell. I know you can. I've seen you do it before. Did you recognize anything?
Oh, yeah, I did actually.
Please, would you tell us what you recognized?
Oh, I knew you knew the magic word. Yeah, so not much. Some divination stuff going on with that brazier and some up on the mirror, but that was like faded. wasn't very strong. So she been looking for something or seeing something? Who knows?
Well, not sure there's much else. I'm confused as to why she would have a book of the blood of the vole, but perhaps we should go talk to that investigator again and see if he found anything, even though he's not really seeming to share much knowledge with us.
I mean, becoming kind of distant, disappearing, doing strange stuff with weird books. I'm gonna say it sounds kind of culty.
Possibly. But still, she took all her possessions, which means she took her money. And she definitely has money based on this house, so...
We've got to go and beat her up and take that money, because we're poor.
Pretty much.
I mean, before we do, could speak to that Mr. Hazal guy.
Oh, good. Yes, that is a good idea, Goblin.
My name is Annika. It kind of can take you a long way up in the air. But you said this was something on the doctorate of the blood of Vol? Yes?
Yes, this book is from the blood of Vol, which is very confusing since she was a priestess of the Silver Flame.
I think was might be an important term there.
So, what is the blood of Vol? I know someone rolled a history check, but no one actually informed my character.
It is a religion focused on, well, frankly, the undead.
Oh. Where does it come from?
That
is right?
That is unfair.
Okay.
That is unfair.
Please explain to me the blood of Vol, so I may
The
be...
blood of Vol is a religion largely based in Karrnath, largely underground and looked down upon, that focuses on the concept of the divinity within, which is the power of mortal blood, and its promise to give each mortal eternal life if they seek it out, which includes means such as becoming an undead. But that's just one of it.
I say all that with a British accent.
Exposits in British.
Right,
Yes.
but the point is it comes from Karrnath, correct?
Yes.
So these people are all Karrnathians? Question mark. Is that how I pronounce that?
The religion senses from it, but that does
they're called Karns. Like
the religion.
yeah. Karrnath is the religion. Karn is like the adjective. It's hard to.
You mean Karrnath is the country?
Karrnath is, yes. Whatever I said was wrong. Your correction is correct.
Yes. Yes. To say the blood of Vol comes from there is accurate, but that's not to say that all of them are necessarily worshippers.
I did not think such a thing. But if this man has had interest in our that's not the right word. Miss Cruel's settler, then perhaps he has something to do with this book. Especially if he is a Karn,
A Karn,
and Seems to be a very influential man. It is just speculation, for I do not know truly. I do not wish to think ill of a man I have yet to meet.
Well, I think you are right. We should at least meet him, figure out what he has to do with our quarry, so to speak. Agreed?
Yes. I look at everyone else now, like, yes.
I mean, it was my suggestion, so yeah.
And of course, I'm always with Annika.
Well, let us collect the others and head out then.
Come on.
Toussaint!
I'm here.
Here, boy.
You
come
pay
on.
the bills. Wherever you say we go, we go.
I hope you didn't steal too much underwear. And then he walks out.
Too much underwear, like there is such a thing.
Oh.
I love that bottle now, though. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think I intended to have given it to you for opening.
I think I might have been cutting out at the time, but I was just like, yeah, you hold on to that while I do this.
Gotcha. Of course, here. Enjoy it. Do not get too drunk. We may have to be in a fight, and I don't trust any of these others.
I'm not going to get in a fight just yet. I mean, I'm not going to drink it just yet. I'm not as think as you drunk I am.
And Toussaint finds himself liking the goblin more and more as each day goes by. But yeah, I mean, he's just kind of compliant where everybody wants to go.
So where do you want to go?
To this big house.
I'm guessing we don't know where that is, so...
No, not really. You know that it's across... it's kind of across the area from here. It would take you not too long to get there.
Okay. Can you remind me what that alcohol was called?
Nightwood
The
Pale
ale.
Ale.
Thank you.
So you lot begin traveling across the Grey Wall, and it takes you a whole 13 minutes to... Can I... There we go. I was doing the wrong thing. A whole 13 minutes. To get across there. There we go. I've lost all of my prep. It's gone. That's a lie. It's just somewhere that I can't find. There it is.
Nice.
We have entered. Okay. So you head across the Grey Wall district, and it's pretty easy to find this sort of centralized tower. Let's say it's this one, the one that is circled. Yeah, you go over a few towers, and basically all bridges and walkways in the area lead here. Having Skype open, God, can't believe it.
Wait, what?
But you go, yeah. You arrive at a rather large tower that goes up even farther than the rest. It must be a pretty big place in the upper area as well. But for here, it is a tower known as the House of Hazal. It is a rather large estate with walkways this way and that, a lovely facade of whitewashed stone with lovely arched windows, and like a staircase going up to the front, and a bunch of trees and grass, as sort of this small facade or a small little garden out front. It is actually that front area is even fenced off, and yeah, it is definitely the largest estate in the area. You are sort of shadowed, sort of watched around by the like gray cloaked men that you pass every now and then. Like they usually travel in groups of 2. Like some will follow you over for a while, and then someone else will pick up on your trail. You're definitely being watched as outsiders. And you're stopped at the front gates of this place by people in rather proper attire. They're not just like casual clothes with gray cloaks. They have the same gray cloaks, but underneath they're actually wearing some armor. You can see a chain shirt on one of them. Maybe the other has a breastplate on. They are kind of intimidating, but not really. Just because they're kind of on the old side as well. And yeah, the walkways lead you to this place, just 13 minutes away from Miss Sattler's place. Did Discord break? I think Discord broke.
We're still here.
There we go. Yeah, Discord broke. I couldn't hear a word anyone said.
We didn't say a word.
Evanir sort of like, after having this ongoing conversation with Anika, starts to step forward and then stops and thinks about it for a second and then looks at Aldrin.
Oh no.
I want Aldrin to do the talking.
Perhaps, and looking around the Greycloaks, perhaps a show of authority is not the best course of action. Perhaps someone else should talk.
I agree with that.
Then let us get in there and we should all talk. Aldrin looks confused more than anything. And kind of gives a curious look to Ebenir, like not fully understanding what's going on.
There's another music track started in the background.
Always. Well, you might want to load it again, as might not have loaded properly. It is in beta after all. I swear to God, I will find out a way to figure things out properly.
Someday, somehow.
Somehow.
No, yeah, it is. It did load. I just it was subtle.
So,
Aldrin hears you talk, Ebenir, and responds in Elvish. Yes, of course. Let us go out, and I'm sure after we explain ourselves, then they'll let us through.
So we shall approach.
Yeah, the guards are just sort of standing there expectantly, like you're the best. You're the most interesting thing they've seen all day.
Hello, being my companions here, I'm looking to talk to Mr. Hazal.
What business do you have with Mr. Hazal?
We have to talk to him about a Mrs. Corolla.
They look at each other, kind of confused.
She is an associate of Mr. Hazal, and we are concerned about her whereabouts, and thusly would like to talk to Mr. Hazal about her.
They both kind of grimace to each other, and then the one with the chain shirt kind of grimaces even more and steps away. The one with the breastplate is kind of older man. He's probably in his late 50s. He's got, graying hair, getting wrinkles on there. And he just sort of stands there silently, looking at you lot.
I give him a smile. Not a smug smile, but like a cheerful smile.
Ebenir tries to smile, but it doesn't come out well.
I just stand there.
Yeah. Several minutes later, the guy in the chain shirt comes back. He has a big, full, bushy beard. He's a bit on the heavier side. He's got some male pattern balding going on, for sure. Len, I'll see you then, I guess. He opens up the gate. Just watch your step, okay? Don't need to knock anything over. Already causing enough trouble by having us leave our post like this. Oh, what a bother.
I don't know
how wow this guy is. I guess we head in then.
Yeah.
Yes.
The walkway goes to a set of stairs that lead up to the sort of. It's actually a entrance that is set back, with the tower overhanging it. And as you walk toward it, the doors open up towards you, and you see a man who is shaved bald, in a proper black and white he's got like a servant's outfit on, and he gives a bow. Mr. Hazal, and he sort of stops you before you enter in. Could you again state your business for Mr. Hazal? Gregory was not the clearest when he said when he told Mr. Hazal what your business was.
Aldrin looks around, seeing if anyone will speak up. If not, then he'll say...
Why is Aldrin suddenly the party face? What happened?
I have no idea. This is the worst of instances. And he says... I'm sorry?
Okay, so is it obvious, like, you're struggling there?
It's not obvious that he's struggling. He's just like... He's very stone-faced, but he just looks around. And... Sorry, again.
Yes, we're investigating, I don't always forget her name, Mrs. Sattler. We're wondering if we could get any information you might have about her.
Well, if you join me, Mr. Lon Hazal will join you in but a moment. He leads you in, and so the inside of this place is gorgeous. It's well lit, it's got marble floors, it's got columns to the ceiling, 2 sets of stairs going up, grand hallways in between the staircases. There's doorways to the left and right. He leads you to the left into into sort of a waiting room. It's got a glorious rug on the floor. It's got a fireplace at the end that isn't burning because it's so hot outside. But the windows are opening, letting in a lovely breeze. There's like a grandfather clock which ticks quite loudly in the corner. Even a desk where someone attending could like write up the events of any meeting at this massive, like 24-person dining table that takes up this meeting room. There's also a few couches around the edges if you don't want to sit at the dining table. This home is immaculate. Especially in a place such as Sharn. He sits you down at the couches in the side, assuming that you don't want to sit at this gigantic table. It's kind of awkward with only a few people. And then bows out and leaves, closing the doors behind him.
I'm sorry, I missed one part of the description. Are there any books or anything? It's just a big...
It is if there are books, they're not in this room.
Okay.
The ceilings are actually arched over and have paintings on them depicting Sharn on one end and Karrnath on the other, and like just general depictions of like the hard workers of Karrnath going to war, of Sharn rising out from the breaking waters of the hilt and dagger. And it looks like the paintings have actually been touched up recently because they're not like cracked and fading. Like the work has been put in this place. Discord broke again.
I would say
I'm gonna scream. I didn't hear what you said.
I said I would say this gentleman has quite a bit of money.
I'm going to say maybe we're working for the wrong man.
Toussaint, I would recommend keeping your hands in your pockets. I don't want to get thrown out of here.
I have no clever response to that. Toussaint just shakes his head.
So,
go ahead.
So if there's nothing, I was just gonna say, if there's nothing else here to do, I'll find a spot to quietly sit and more or less think about what to say here.
Yeah. What kind of work would one have to do to have literally all this?
That's a question, isn't it?
Yes.
Certainly nothing legal.
Mr. Oswald, do you know anything about this gentleman?
Bennett is sort of surprised because I remember that he's there. He's sitting in the corner. He's been writing things down, taking notes since he got in. And he looks up. I believe the Hazals made a fortune in these. I believe they are investors of sorts. If they do some transportation for some smelting and mining in the northern holds, or so in some areas to the north of here. They've been a family around for generations. I haven't heard of them in quite a bit. When I was younger, before the last war, I came to Sharn, and they were quite the big name then. Though, as immaculate as this place is, I haven't heard any word of them since the last war began, at least.
Curious. So there's paintings. There's a big dining room table. There's a couch.
And you guys are sort of sat around the couch. There's a small, one corner of the room has been dedicated to a small meeting area with some a corner couch and a small, coffee table.
I stand up and go investigate the giant table. Just take a look at it.
The table is... It is one solid piece of wood, despite being, 40 feet long. There are... some work was put in to get this thing in there.
Built inside this place, jeez.
Or transported somehow. There are ways. There's magic involved. But there are ways.
Before he comes in, it should be important. Are we going to be straight with him, or are you going to attempt to lie again?
I wasn't lying. I was simply making a logical jump.
Honesty. I think we should employ honesty in this conversation.
Perhaps.
I agree. A man like this, he probably knows more than we do.
Exactly.
It's a sort of situation... When you do meet Lady Dolores in a few weeks' time, I would ask that you have the same attitude.
Given that you've been following around taking notes, I don't think there's any chance that a lie would slip past her.
I mean, it doesn't have to have notes for your lies to get discovered.
He gives a coy smile. Lady Dolores has ways of seeing past lies on her own. It's just best that you're up front with her. as you are hopefully with this man. And as he sort of finishes up talking, the door is once again open, with a servant there, and an elderly man walks in. Elderly, maybe on the late 60s side. He's got really gray hair, balding, but he's got his hair cut in a way where it doesn't look super bad. He's got a very stern face. When he was older, he probably would have been sort of like a hawkish face, like a kind of thin but jagged chin line, stern cheekbones, sort of thing. He is wearing a simple robe, and by simple I mean that it's made of a very fine material with embroidered edges lashed around him. He's got some clothes underneath, but he does not have his business clothes on. He still looks presentable before a king, though, considering the quality of the robe that he's wearing.
Damn. What's the customary greeting in Breland?
That is a good question. It's probably something like a friendly hello, offering a handshake. Breland is very much like it's sort of a combination of America and Britain in terms of its customs and like how its people act.
Okay, that makes sense. So, no, in typical British fashion, he's going to give him the cold shoulder. No, he's going to offer a handshake to Hazal, and nudges Ebony to do the same.
Mr. Hazal?
He takes her handshake and has quite the firm grip. A pleasure to meet you. I am Lan Hazal. To what do I owe the pleasure? A lot of you.
Well,
the servant clears his throat as you go to get into something, as if expecting something.
Yes.
Mr. Hazal, it is rude not to give your name when your host gives his own.
Yes. I apologize. I am Ebony Rostin.
You see the elderly Hazal just roll his eyes, like as his servant is being all uptight about it. But yeah, continue. Sorry.
I am Ebony Rostin. This here is my friend and companion, Aldrin Swallow. I should have motioned for the others to introduce themselves.
I'll after I finish that bow, I'll come forth. It is a pleasure. These ones call me Tranquility. As I'll bow again in front of him.
You do have two Warforged among you. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting very many of your kind in person. And he takes Tranquility's hand, whether offered or not, and shakes it. He's got a pretty firm grip, but I mean, not as firm as your metal and wood grip. And Creep takes his hand and then probably runs runs his other hand up along the guy's sort of spindly arms. In kind of a weird fashion. Well,
sounds about right.
Bennett also stands and introduces himself. Bennett Allswell, it is a pleasure to meet you.
I am Toussaint Valentin Duchamp. Your home is beautiful. Thank you for having us.
Well, this was the work of my grandfather. He was quite the gaudy man, I would say. But he shakes your hand. It's not often that I welcome people into my home that are not here for well, I'm sure you're here for business as well. Quite an odd group you are. Yeah, he takes a seat. He goes and turns the chair at the end of the table around and takes a seat at it. All of the chairs here aren't just standard wooden chairs. They've got padding and proper armrests, and they're all gussied up. for someone who calls his own grandfather God, he sure hasn't not maintained the place. So, well, what is it that I can help you folks with today? It has been a rather slow day. I hope it's something entertaining.
Well, yes. I'm afraid that we are in investigation of Miss Sattler.
Corolla.
Yes.
I haven't had by chance seen her. I haven't seen her. I heard that she moved from her house about 2 weeks ago.
Do you know where she went?
Oh, I would if I could. Been worried about her since her husband passed. That must have been 2 years ago now. Oh, what a time that was.
How did he pass?
It was the riots. After the day of mourning, the people of Sharn, everyone, let's say the people of Sharn, everyone was looking for someone to blame. I can't say that the Grey Walls here weren't completely out of blaming. Oh, sorry, Annika.
Annika's fine with this.
Okay. If it helps, he didn't give you a dirty look. He just sort of forgot.
That's fine.
There's a bunch of you.
Sorry, you're below my stomach. I didn't bother to look down.
But yeah, everyone was looking for someone to blame after that horrible event. There were riots all across Sharn, just happened to be one that bled into Grey Wall, and oh, poor Martin found himself at the wrong end of a spear. Went right through his gut, nothing we could do. And there were too many lost to make it worthwhile to pay for any resurrection services. And some people look down upon that sort of thing. People who are died, sometimes it's just their time. Unfortunately, it was Martin's.
I understand after the riots that she started practicing with the Silver Flame. Is that right?
She did. Corolla was from Thrain, as I heard it. I knew the Sattlers for years. Old family here in Grey Wall. As old as the Hazals have been around, for sure. She married Martin.
Go ahead, sorry.
She married Martin about, must have been 25 years ago, and she was devastated when he died. I tried to help her out the best I could, but she turned back to her roots. I can't fault her for that, but I can't say I support the decision. Silver Flame worshippers tend to be a little off sometimes. A little too fervent in their worship.
I take it you're not a fan of the Silver Flame.
Oh, it's not that I'm a fan. It's just a stance of disagreement.
One other question.
I'm sorry if any of the lot of you worship the Silver Flame yourselves. I'm sure you're fine people.
One other question. Do you know, was Miss Sattler ever interested at all in the blood of the Vole?
His eyes kind of he has like an unconscious twitch at the mention of this. Ain't exactly something to be brought up in the company of strangers. Mr. Roston, was it?
Yes, I'm sorry if it's a touchy subject, but I assure you this is very, very important, and it might have something to do with her disappearance and the act that we're investigating. So, what can you tell me?
There's a lot of people who don't like Greywall who would like to see us associated with the Blood of Vol, the Order of the Emerald Claw, Karrnath's underground terrorist organizations. But I can assure you that the people of Greywall are upstanding citizens, and any effort you make to show us as otherwise it just won't work, Mr. Ralston.
Mr. Hazal, please do not misunderstand me. I have no desire to get involved in the politics of this region. I have no desire to paint anyone anything. I am simply looking for Miss Sattler. And there is a chance that she may be associated with the Blood of the Vol. Whether that's important or not, I don't know, but I have to continue investigating it no matter what.
Yeah, there's another subconscious twitch that is quite easily noticed at this. Now, why do you want to look for Sattler for? And why the Blood of Vol? What does this all have to do with it? Be straight with me, Mr. Ralston.
I'm afraid that Miss Sattler may have been involved in a murder, and she was certainly involved in an assault on Mr. Allswell here.
Bennett sort of clears his throat. Yes, well, we do know for certain that it was either Corolla Sattler, or at least was someone who looked like her.
Looked a lot like her.
She had a bunch of thugs with me at a knife's end. If these folks hadn't come and saved me, well, I don't know what would have happened to me. What has Corolla gotten herself into?
Please.
I can assure you that this has nothing to do with the Blood of Vol. She was a devout worshipper of the Silver Flame, as devout as anyone living in Flame Keep or any other Thranish city. She's been quite distant over the last few months. I have no idea what she's gotten into. I would love... if she is involved in this murder, I don't want... I cared for her. I care for this community as if they're my own family. You need to listen to me on this. Corolla was an innocent and sweet little girl. She married into a Karrnath family. She knew the implications of that. But still, I never took her as a murderer. She'd become quite distant over the last few months. I had even called her in to talk to her, and she seemed... It must have been about 6 weeks ago. She seemed a bit distant and said that she had some business for the church to attend to. I tried my best to get her off of that fervent path, but I can assure you it has nothing to do with the Blood of Vol. She was Silver Flame through and through. A true believer, perhaps to a fault.
One other question. Have you ever heard of a book called The Littlest Moon?
He does that thing where he like pushes his lips up together in thought. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. He gives that, and he gives a little thought, and just shakes it. Never heard of such a thing. Does that have something to do with Sattler over Corolla over a book?
Possibly.
Something.
It could just be an extraneous lead. Gentlemen, did I forget to ask any other questions?
You mentioned this terrorist group, Emerald something?
The Order of the Emerald Claw it used to be part of Karrnath. Although the current king outlawed the group, and they ran underground.
What is their goal? Why? What do they stand against? What do they stand for?
I believe that they stand for Karnish. I keep saying one of Karrnathi or Karnish, but it's just Karn, which it throws me off. They stand for Karn coming out on top of the last war. Fortunately, I can't say that happened in their favor.
Is there any reason to believe she may have gotten mixed up with them herself?
As I said, she was Thranish originally. It was her husband that was from Karn. Or, well, they were proper Grey Walls. But they were from Karn originally.
Fair enough. Just leave no stone unturned.
Listen, I care for Corolla as if she's... It's like one of my daughters, really. It wasn't that close, but this entire community, I tried to look over them. And for that one, I clearly failed. If you could just make sure that she's not hurt. She might have to be brought to justice, but I can see the lot of you with your weapons and spells, probably. Please don't kill her.
Well, I assure you we will do our best. Thank you for being so forthright with us. Forthright.
Thank you.
He reaches into one of his pockets and takes out a small notebook and a fountain pen, and writes a little something down on it, and then tears it out and hands it to Ebonir. You might want to head over to the Bloody Mug. Give this note to the Tavern Keep, and he might be able to help you out a bit more. Find her whereabouts. You would have been the one closest to him.
Thank you. And I take the note and pocket it.
Is there anything else I can help you gentlemen with? Discord broke again. God damn it.
Yep, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Here he's back.
God damn it.
I think that should be all. Thank you, Zal. No matter what happens, Crawler will be in safe hands.
He thanks you for that deeply, and has his servant escort you out. Gregory is at the gate and has to hide a flask as you step by. Oh God, someone's coming! Oh, shoves it in his pocket. It's still sticking out. You can just smell it on his breath. But he leads you out. The servant just says to the two guards, please, just be sure to, actually just says to you, well, please have a pleasant time in Greywall. I hope that none of the residents had caused you any trouble. They can be quite defensive. If you need anything more, Mr. Hazal did not seem too taken aback by your presence, which I can't say is the same for most outsiders. So, come back if need be.
What time of day is it?
It's getting toward the mid-afternoon. It's probably 3 p.m.
Well, I guess we're supposed to go back to the bloody whatever.
The Bloody Mug. So I'm getting proper tired here. So I'm gonna hurry things up a bit and wrap this up. You guys return to the Bloody Mug, and giving you that, I'll probably just send Toussaint and Annika back in. Yeah, and Tranquility. With that note, he gives a little knowing glance and sort of crumples up the paper and shoves it in his pocket, and more or less just leans forward and listen, I got word that that Corolla was going down into the Undercity a few times. Let's see. He gives you a location, which I will determine next time because I got to do some prep. But he basically says that she's been seen taking regular trips down to the Undercity, not to the docks, but to the proper cogs. Actually, probably not the cogs, because the cogs are very the cogs are shitty.
Is it the lower city then, or is it just below the lower city?
No, the lower wards.
Oh.
And he gives you a location to go check out, and I will do prep and figure out that location next time. Because I am tired and can't really continue this right now.
Yeah.
Yay!
Cool.
Yeah. So...
That session.
Avenir Tranquility, get your inspiration back.
Yay!
Yeah, for good RP. Let me see.
You mean for fucking with the party?
Yeah, for fucking with the party. A ton.
I get a feeling that's going to be a common theme.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Let me see how much experience you get. It's your 3rd level. I will give
1
you
billion. Nope.
25. Let's say 300 apiece.
Nice.
Neat.
Nice.
Do we track that, or?
Yeah,
he does it.
I do it. Me, my.
Me, my mills.
Fuck.
How many more do we need to get to level 4, I wonder?
You need
2,700.
You need 2,700. What is 6
we need
times
27.
3? Okay, there we go.
6 times 3 is
18. There we go. You're all at 1758.
We need 1,000 more EXP, guys. We're glacial.
Yeah.
We're not glacial. We've been doing RP.
This is
Yeah.
Part of it.
Do you not remember the entirety of Wildlands of Duran? I mean, you guys are actually making progress in investigating this too, so it's not super glacial, but it is glacial.
I mean,
I'm not saying I have any flashbacks, but
Do you have problems with the slow progress?
I mean, at least
any
I'm loving
complaints,
this.
any complaints you have can be put directly into the toilet and flushed. Because I won't. But no, in all seriousness, thanks for those who watch the stream. Thanks for those who watch the VOD. Just heads up, I think my next Eberron game is tomorrow. We got Kingdom Death Monster on Saturday. And then not this Sunday, but next Sunday, at like 6 Mountain Time, 8 Pacific, we'll be doing our next Cats Talk Tabletop podcast. So be sure to listen to that.
Wait, what's going on? When's the cat thing going on?
Not this Sunday, but next Sunday. We'll be talking about the 5 virtues of 5e, the things that we like about 5e the most. We've already got some notes going on about it. So we'll see how that turns out. It's still like 2 weeks away.
All right,
Anyway,
cool.
that's the stream for today. Thanks to those who joined. Watch this glacial ass campaign. Goodbye. I love you.
You guys are the
Kiss,
best.
kiss.
Bye.
Much love.